All right, so to recap on what happened last time, you guys ran up a cliff and may or may not have tried to fight a demigod of some sort. We're honestly not sure because the thing kind of left after all you guys just beat down one of its forms. Anyways, moving on. You guys made campsite in a small, much more mountainous area. Essentially a little crevice. Or rather, it's essentially a small, what would essentially be a ravine, except it's far too small for that. The walls are about 10 feet high. It's really more just a ditch, but made of stone. Anyways, morning comes round, and who wakes up first?
Normally you make us roll for that.
I'll be the last.
All right.
I consider Rainer an early
Okay, who has the highest passive perception?
I have 17.
Rainer.
Okay, Rainer, you wake up with a spear shoved in your face. Not like attacking you, just a few inches from your face.
Do I see who is holding it?
The sun's in your eyes.
I'm half buried under the dwarf eye. I don't have anything in my face.
I'm in the trees.
Oh, okay.
Dervona?
Yeah.
Wait, come again?
Oh yeah, Matt Gross slept in the tree. Wait, there is no tree here. You're thinking of last session.
Yeah, there is no tree.
Yeah.
Toki is right, though. He is half under a dwarf.
I'm gonna grab the spear and kind of like spin around my back and try to underfoot the person holding it.
Roll a strength check.
I was really hoping the spinning would make a dex. What the hell?
Oh, you got manual rolling. The moment you grab for the spear and try to like tug it, this massive electric shock passes through your body and your arms just go limp.
Does he scream?
No. Because when he tries, nothing comes out.
Okay. Can I see the
Where's
person
Lucy
now?
in all of this?
So
The
the rest of you are jolted awake, but then immediately pass out again, feeling a large electric shock pass through your bodies. Rainer, the one that you tried to grab the spear from essentially takes the spear and slams the butt of it into your head, knocking you out cold.
Damn.
When you guys don't know how long it's been, but eventually you all come to wake up. You're in a small dark
always
room.
in my head?
You're in a small dark room. You're gagged.
I can still talk to people.
And you're all tied to a post.
Just went over this.
The room's in the corner. Okay, so Rainer essentially the order goes in a circular pattern. Rainer, Elizabeth, Dervona, and then Jing in essentially a clockwise order. Rainer, you're facing a door. Elizabeth, you're facing a wall where the Warforged party member you had is chained up. Ravona, you see the Yanti chained up against the wall, and Lucy's sitting in front of you.
He's
Is
just
she
sitting
chained
there
up?
so he's invisible.
No, she's just sitting cross-legged, just staring at you.
I'm gagged, so I ask her in her head what happened.
The moment you try to cast a spell, you feel a massive electric shock pass through your body. You take...
I didn't cast the spell.
Is
Oh,
it
he's
an
using
ability?
deep
It's something that
speech.
naturally happens.
How are you trying to speak?
It's a telepathic thing that happens with my old one connection.
It's also magic, thus it triggers the effect. As such, a massive electric shock passes through your body.
What are we tied up with?
Take 1 point of you take 1 point of force damage as all the muscles in your body contract to an extremely painful degree, and they only relax when you're just about to hit the point where you're suffocating.
But does it stop me from asking my question?
Yes, due to the fact that essentially your entire body was stiffened, kind of putting you into a mental state of pain. You couldn't even get a message through.
What are we gagged with?
Cloth.
How
Can I-
thick is the cloth?
Mm.
I've
Can
got
I
a neck
melt
who's
the
gonna do
cloth?
the same thing I am.
You can certainly try.
With like an acid breath.
Sure, try it.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna just try to bite through mine.
Roll a... What would be biting? Roll a strength check. Necro, yes, you do essentially dissolve the acid. You
Nice.
use the acid to essentially dissolve the entirety of the, well, at least a good portion of it that's stuck in your mouth. The problem is like a bit of the does get like caught and hits the top of your, and hits parts of your like own mouth that aren't used to the acid. So you do take 2 points of acid damage. Rainer, you're really working away at that stuff. And you get to the point, like you're grinding away and you get like just a few threads holding the piece in your mouth to the piece tied around your neck.
Oh, so it is tied around your neck and not just stuffed in your mouth.
Yeah. And they're going to answer your question. You can't tell your hands are tied behind your back. And
With
you're
what?
still wearing your armor.
Did you say I am or am not?
You are still wearing your armor, so you can't really tell through the metal what's chaining you to the post.
I'm gonna try and lightly tap it against the armor to see if it's metal.
You don't actually hear, it's not metal actually. At least not a metal that would have produced a sound when knocked against it.
I'm gonna try and break it.
Roll strength.
That was wrong.
Actually, no, that works because you try, but you find your wrists are getting bound tighter together. It's weird because anytime you try to pull out, it just pulls back in tighter.
I'm gonna try to wiggle my way out of these chains.
Roll a dex check.
We got magic restraining us.
Nope.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try to use my magic again.
Oh my god.
What are you casting?
I'm gonna use my telepathy to try to talk again.
The same effect passes through you.
As soon as that happens, it activates my hellish rebuke and my whole body catches on fire.
Okay, your body's on fire.
Woohoo!
Technically, doesn't that attack with whatever? I'm not.
I took
The
damage from
problem
an
is
attack.
he's trying to attack an immaterial source, or rather, a non-sentient source. So all that happens is your body's on fire.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
can I try and rip the pole out of the ground?
Roll a strength check.
Ah,
You feel like you could. You just need to muster your strength a bit more, and you also need the other dead weights to lift too. Though it does not help that one of them is currently a bonfire next to you.
Can I finish off the eating the rope? Eating.
Yeah, you do eventually bite through the threads, and now the gag is essentially disconnected.
Oh,
You do have a massive piece of cloth in your mouth.
I spit the cloth out.
Okay, you spit the cloth out.
Oh, my jaw.
Question: Did mine burn away since I'm technically on fire?
Yeah.
the hard questions.
No, it's more because the stuff I'm using is kind of weird, so I have to look at the specifics. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't burn away because the fire comes from magic.
Magic resistant.
That son of a bitch.
Well, I guess the dwarf's gonna eat cloth now.
Roll a strength check to chew.
Roll to
You
chew.
you get a good start on it at least. It might take a bit longer.
That's fine.
Meanwhile, the drow elf child has come and just sat in front of you now. Like she's not even sitting down. She's like basically bent at the knees, and like her elbows are on her knees and her hands like cradling her chin, essentially.
Mind helping us out?
Can't.
What was that? Just
Can't. She just said can't.
Why?
And she points over to the door, Rainer. They said so.
You are
That
there.
door opens, and two figures walk in. Both look like they're wearing full armor.
Did we end up in the Warforged City?
You don't know.
Do they look like our friend?
You can't tell.
Really?
Well, mostly because you don't have reference.
Wait, how is our friend not
what do you
referenced?
mean?
How do we not have reference? We've been walking with one for a month.
Have any of you actually gotten to know him, or just let him walk in the back?
You mean besides the dwarf who's had a conversation with him?
Yeah, Giovanna, you would recognize them immediately. Everybody else really hasn't talked to them, save for at the very beginning.
But they have a very distinct look.
It's kind of dark.
Does it look like them? I have dark vision too. Don't give me that crap.
True, but
So do I.
you're also kind of being blocked by a giant pole, and you're on the opposite side of the door.
I'm pretty sure I could hear some metal people clanging around.
You do
Yeah,
hear
you want me to
metal
roll
against
investigation?
stone. Sure, roll investigation.
I don't
You
know
got
nothing.
no idea.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Pretty sure he just can more.
Rainer, you actually like suddenly you feel something warm pop in your nose, and like a little trickle of blood just starts flowing down, and a little like drop of blood just starts trickling down your nose.
Is one of them a woman?
You kind of
I
look to
don't
the
think
side.
they identify as genders.
One of them looks feminine. And it's kind of hard to tell. You're kind of looking out the peripheries. So, you know.
I'm still just sitting over here on fire.
One of them looks over to you, snaps their fingers, and the fire goes out.
Mind telling us why we're stuck here?
Mind telling us why you're traveling with a traitor?
You're going to have to be more specific.
Which of the two?
They just sort of look towards the Warforged chained up in the wall.
I can't see them, can I?
You can see him, yeah.
Who are they pointing to?
Shut up over there. Yeah, fuck you too.
One of the figures looks. The other one just nods. Takes out a rod, slams it against the ground, and points it at Jing. Jing, the stuff around your wrists expands until it envelops your whole body. You're effectively restrained and muted.
I love these guys. Oh, I need to know where to buy one of those.
Why'd you come into our territory? And Rainer, one of them just like bends down and looks straight at you. It's now you realize, yes, this is indeed in a Warforged because one's like literally about a foot from your face. This one looks a lot different. Its face is more... It's crafted to look like it has a helmet on. And it doesn't actually have a moving mouth, but it seems to still make noise from its where you guess the mouth would be.
We are ambassadors from the Ember Tree tribe to come to all of the tribes to convince you to aid us in purging this curse upon this land.
He looks back to the one he came in with. They just nod slightly. All right, so you weren't lying. Why the hell are you... I'll ask again, though. Why were you traveling with a traitor?
I'm going to assume you refer to the Warforged guy that we were walking with.
Gull, yes.
Oh, so that's his name. We were at Settlement 6, I believe it was called. Did we actually get a name for that place?
No.
Settlement 6 was it?
They essentially said, take these things, get the hell out of here.
We were in agreement for their aid in fighting the plague. We agreed to transport the Warforged and the Yanti back to their tribes because they were captured. And they were prisoners. So we were essentially jailers escorting prisoners. I'm looking over, but I realize I'm at a pole, so I'm just shuffling. I think.
Like he grabs you and rights you again so that you're in front of him because you kind of moved a bit to the left. Well, congratulations. You managed to deliver a murderer back onto our doorstep.
Oh. Well, isn't that good? You can have a trial now? Or I'm sorry, I don't know your society.
We did. The punishment was exile.
Oh.
Something he clearly didn't disregard it. You just hear a muffled,
Technically, we forced them over here.
Huh.
Take the other meat bags out. Leave the traitor in this one. With that,
Which one's this one?
He pointed to you, Rainer.
Oh, lovely.
Others come in and just start. They start removing people. They pick up Elizabeth, the Dervona, the cocoon that is Jing, Lucy. They they release the shackles on the auntie and sort of just like carry her over the shoulder fireman style and sort of just trudge out of the room. But yeah, Jing, you're the cocoon does release. Now you're slumped over somebody's shoulder moving. You guys are just moving and the door shuts again.
If I live through this, can you give me one of those sticks so I can do that whenever he doesn't stop talking?
No.
Oh.
Gaul, what the hell are you doing back here? And he apparently somebody undid whatever's kept Gaul from talking beforehand. It was either death at your hands or death at the hands of the meatbags. I prefer to die by my own people. We already denied you the release of death. What makes you think we would give it to you this time? Call it hope. Did you rope them into this, or they had no idea about what we were doing, what I was trying to do?
Yeah, what were you doing back there anyway? It doesn't make sense for you to go anywhere near a human settlement.
Well, it was that or get torn apart by whatever corpse shambles out of the woods to take me. At the very least, one of them gave me a place to sleep.
But he said he doesn't sleep. The fuck?
You're not in the room.
Wait, you sleep?
It's... We might be made of machine. We might not be made of the weak flesh you're made up of, but what rests within us does require rest from one time to another.
Oh, so a soul.
To enter a sort of rest mode. We're aware of our immediate surroundings, but yes, effectively it is we can sleep. But it's not necessary.
I'm sorry for all the questions. You guys are actually the first Warforged, I think is the name, I've ever met.
Then you're obviously not from around here.
Nope. We got transported by a lich. That wasn't fun.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions.
Which Warforged is this?
The one that's not bound up. The one that entered the room.
I'm sorry, it's just you didn't really seem to switch in tone there.
You kind of get the sense that they're both similar enough that their voices, if you were blindfolded, you really couldn't tell apart. There is like a slight sort of glow that resounds around his neck whenever the one in front of you does talk, though. First question. Why would we need to purge this curse?
Because it'll destroy us all.
Shush.
Destroy us all.
You're not here. I am being the diplomat here.
Yeah,
Which honestly is probably the best thing considering you chuckle fucks.
It's kind of weird. We leave the less charismatic person in the room who will tell all the truth, and everybody else just wants to lie and fuck around.
Well, I'm sure that undead popping up anywhere every night is surely a problem to you. I think.
Not really. They don't often notice us. We're not sure why, they just don't. It's only ever if we get too close that they start chasing. Beyond that, we don't have many problems with them.
Ooh, they don't see them as a threat.
Well, what about when you look for resources? Are they a problem then?
We don't need food. We don't need water. We just need scrap metal to essentially repair ourselves. We find enough of that from the bodies of others who try to get in.
Yeah, this really isn't really a problem for you guys, huh? I didn't think about that.
So you agree there's no logical reason for us to help.
Oh, no, I can think of one good reason to help.
Which is?
You can negotiate with the other settlements for trade from the mainland, the island, to give you more scrap and materials. You can use this as leverage.
The hell's the mainland?
Actually, I think technically Civics is the mainland. I don't know. This map is cut off at the... So I don't know. Is this the mainland, Brian?
To them it is. This is the only land they've known of their entire lives.
To the...
Other continent.
Yeah, the other continent.
There's another continent?
Yeah, it's across the ocean. That's where I'm from. Or across the sea, I think it's actually called.
The hell's an ocean?
A giant mass of water that just keeps going and going until you find more land.
He's used his three
Covered in,
questions.
it's disgusting too. It's all salty. It's got fish in it. Lots of fish.
Okay. You said you haven't met a single warforged, so obviously there's none in this mainland.
But
That's not true.
Not necessarily.
You guys don't know that, actually. I
can say that where I'm from there aren't, but I haven't been around the entire continent. So there could be. I'm a very sheltered person.
I'm starting to get that.
Thank you.
Okay, so second question. Why should I care? Silence is an answer as well.
I'm thinking. Hold on. I'm actually thinking of something. I'm wondering if this will be actual beneficial. Can I make a check to see if better relations with any... I honestly don't know what to tell this guy.
Roll a basic intelligence check to try and figure something out.
And our star pupil.
Salvage? Like, that's the only real answer you can think of.
But I already talked to him about the trade for salvage, but I guess I can work that in our angle. Because I bet there are things that you don't know about the other continent that you could probably use for yourself.
Like what?
Well, we have... Do I know about airships?
You would have heard about them in passing in the kingdom, in Mytrel, given that it's like a major trading trading kingdom. You would have heard sparingly about the airships. Now, granted, you don't know anything really concrete about them. You just know they're ships that fly.
We have... forgive my ignorance. You guys know of boats, right?
Yes.
We have boats that can sail in the sky.
You mean airships?
Oh, so you do know what those are.
Our creators had them, so yeah. At least we think they did. Wait, again, what's your point?
My point is that this is a good opportunity to familiarize and trying to think of the word, but now I think about it, he would know that word. Familiarize and to get to know the other tribes at the very least, so that you can establish what would happen if they cross into your territory without them knowing, so no one dies needlessly.
I know about the territory.
Wait, I repeat that, please.
The other tribes, as you called them. And by the way, it's clans, not tribes.
I thought clans were family oriented.
That's at least what they call them. Well, we call them clans. Besides, they know damn well what the borders are.
But she needs the exercise. She's like, she needs the exercise.
Apparently not, because nobody told us about the fucking borders.
Yeah, no one told us where the border was. We just have been walking because of my magic compass.
So how's your travel going? It's still going.
It's gonna go into
Magic what?
next week.
Compass. It's got this enchantment in it that.
Where is it?
Should be in my
I think we're
pocket.
gonna-
Can I
He
wiggle-
he basically like picks you up and starts just rifling around your pockets to find it.
So we are
Oh no, Oscar!
Thursday.
He doesn't pull out Oscar. He does
Bad
pull out
touch. Bad
compass.
touch.
Yeah,
That is my
that's it.
no-no square.
It's got a magic that once you attune to it, I close one eye while thinking of the word. It, as long as you know the name of where you're going, it'll point you to the quickest possible direction. Note.
And a little note, when you like paused at a tune, you saw the Warforged actually nod and kind of like keep going.
But it will not calculate terrain, hence why when we were coming here, we climbed a cliff.
The cliff's the border.
Oh! Do you guys have like a symbol or something that you can just put on the top of it so they know? Or is that just need this word of mouth?
There were bodies skewered to it.
Were they? Were there?
Not when you guys climbed.
Not when we climbed it.
Yeah, we gotta replace those.
You know,
Where'd
a
you find this
sign works
compass?
wonders.
Not when you deal with the people not when you deal with the intruders we've been dealing with. We did
You
start
had
with a sign,
intruders?
Wait, what did you?
then we had to upgrade the bodies. Where'd you find the compass?
When we first. It was when we first got here, right?
Essentially, yeah.
When we first got transported here, which is a story for another time, me and my friends.
So there's items like this throughout this continent.
Well, that I found that in what looked like to be an abandoned settlement. So probably someone from my continent brought it over, and then probably died and left.
What did the buildings look like?
Can I just say I describe them?
Yeah, you just described the buildings.
And I say
And
then
the
we were
lizard
chased
folk.
by lizard men, and then we ran
Haven't
into
met
the
those people before. All right. You have a reason for me to care. Items of arcane capabilities that were made by our creators. And he pockets the compass.
Don't ask that question. Just tell. If this is a gun.
All right, question 3.
And get it in before final conference.
Why should I risk the men of my settlement for a bunch of meatbags I don't even know?
Don't let them talk. Just tell them.
Go on, Mark. Ride that white high horse.
Shut up. Okay. Well, like it or not, this is most likely going to get worse before it gets better. And God damn it, Jing, you made me fuck up what I was going to say. I don't remember. I had a good point too. I was so happy.
Okay.
And if this will most likely get worse, get bigger, and spread till the point where if we don't all band together now, we all will probably die alone. Even you guys, as strong as you are, I bet you've had some hard times dealing with the bigger ones.
There are bigger ones?
But wait, what exactly ones have you run into?
Smaller ones. The occasional animal.
You guys don't leave your city that much, do you?
Why would we?
Okay, so if this thing spreads into your city, you might find the giant ones. You know what giants are, right?
Yes.
There are undead versions of that.
2:30, like 3:40. Yep, that was it.
Alright, you convinced me.
Really?
Get rid of it now. You can avoid having to talk with them meatbags later. Might as well get it done now before it actually becomes something we need to do. And he actually rips up the post with you still tied to it and just sort of drags it. He also unhooks Skull. You try anything and I will dismantle you. Don't threaten me with a good time.
That's my line.
And Jing, you're essentially just dragged by the
Rainer.
post. Rainer, sorry. Well, Jing, you actually are put back into the cocoon and dragged. Due to the fact that you keep talking for some reason.
I have the thing over my mouth. They can't understand what I'm saying.
True, but you're making noise. Inside the cocoon, you're kind of muted, at least from the outside.
Unfortunately for us.
I looked at the judge and I said, Judge, I've been here 30 years.
I'm surprised that worked.
Judges or whatever. I said,
Oh, you were one roll away from failing outright. Every time you made a point, I lowered the DC on the rolls for him to get convinced. You had already failed it twice. Once more, and he would have just killed you and ordered the rest of you executed.
Oh, well, I'm glad I thought of that quickly.
And you want to know what the thing was?
Oh, yeah?
It was one above the DC.
Oh, sweet Jesus. So,
Really, it was just a coin flip at that point for him. Like, I either
can I
kill him.
ask, what did my one success lower the DC to?
The one success lowered it from a 20
Oh my god.
to a 10.
Thank God! It's because I made a
But
really
on the
good
downside,
point.
you're never getting the compass back.
Boo.
I remember on one occasion I had a jury deliberating.
How the hell are we supposed to get to the next area after this?
Oh, you'll find out.
Taking that shit.
So eventually, you're all taken out of this rather expansive underground tunnel system, and it's all fairly well built.
He's like, oh, yeah, we'll take a 5 minutes break.
Until you guys
He was nice about it.
eventually get outside, and the sunlight for most of you is kind of blinding. And the thing some of you notice, Lucy isn't being carried like restrictively. She's just like riding on one of their shoulders.
Better and not guilty. Don't ask if there's a plea or if you think it's
So the rest of you are taking into this
10 minutes looking at your calendar trying to find a trial date.
essentially this small like balcony sort of, except there's a stairway down, and it's overlooking this massive sprawling city of stone.
That's a mistake.
Like there is not a single piece of greenery in sight.
Nice place you got here.
He's very, very nice, but he doesn't.
Yeah, you get outside and the rest of you are unbound. Jing is still bound, but he's no longer in the cocoon. He's still gagged. But the rest of you turn around and see that Rainer's being dragged by the post still. and he's like flung around to the front and slammed down into the ground.
It's better than saying with all due respect, which then means here comes the insult.
And the Warforged that dragged him out is like, so, good news. I've decided I'm not going to kill you all.
We've been in a lot of different courtrooms, and we
Does every tribe in this area greet people like this?
we're committed to trying to fix your
Oh,
I'm
Preferred
surprised.
do so much. Permission to speak, please.
Bad news?
You need to get your
You're going to have to get something from me in order to get my help fully.
Oh, we were completely expecting to have to exchange favors for this.
Some stupid motion.
Yeah, he did some crazy motion. Right. And then he did
The settlement you described finding this compass in
No, I told him to stop doing that.
is similar to the ones our creators built.
Thursday wasn't bad. Not through a lot of something. It was not bad.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
But we still didn't start the trial.
We want any artifacts you find in these villages.
You tell the jury to be here at 9:30.
But isn't that shit like somewhere over here?
No, it was up here.
They're all over the place.
The
You
one
just
we
haven't
found
run
was
into
up
any
here.
others.
That's it. We're done. Stop doing
You guys have actually passed over two. You just didn't realize it.
Wait, I'm here. It's like, sorry, counsel. You'll have to come back at 12:30 or come back on.
Or rather, not passed over, passed through.
Get into my jury.
And none of you just realized. None of you realized it.
Oh.
I remember the
Wait,
ones
if
with the
he's taking
weird
my
tree.
compass, does that mean I lose my attunement to it?
I wake up.
Oddly enough,
I
yes.
said I watched the end of the Masters.
Hi.
Goodbye, compass of always know the right direction.
We in agreement?
I don't think he did one.
But I mean, it's one
Yes.
you should
Good.
be able to do 1 a week, really.
On time.
Hold on. Read.
And Rainer, you're untied. Shing, you're untied too, but you're still gagged.
Ricky Fowler to Jordan back. What happened to Jordan Speed?
He vote.
Well, this is fucking stupid.
I forget, did we find anything else in those places?
No, we're not doing that.
You found gunpowder, but nothing magic.
Gunpowder, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's terrible.
No.
Martha.
No.
Ryan, tell me.
Do I know that? Because I was attuning to the compass.
Yeah, that was the only
I
magic
found a
thing.
barrel of alcohol and gunpowder.
So they wouldn't care about that, right? They want magic shit from these places, right?
He actually does hand you
We
A
tried
list?
after you're
emotions and
like,
stuff, and he said,
unbound, he does hand you a basic list, essentially.
Okay.
There are two locations we know of that our scouts have found for certain back when we actually did send out expeditions.
3 minutes.
Why did they stop sending out expeditions?
We didn't find anything
You can't
worthwhile.
hear me. I'm gagged. I'm talking in Rainer's head.
Rainer, you don't know.
I'm not asking. I'm letting him finish. I'm being polite. So let's look at this list, which I assume
No, it's not a list. It's
a map.
actually a surprisingly detailed map of the continent,
Nice.
at least the immediate areas of it. There's a crudely drawn X right there.
Okay, let's call it an X.
Crudely drawn.
Bye, guys.
You also notice that this probably is not the first map. As you see, there's an indentation almost to the point of it pushing, of the whatever they used to draw that on, pushing through.
Hey, there's a blue X.
And then the second one is we found the entrance to some kind of structure. Not sure what it is, but definitely isn't a settlement. Go there, see what you can find. And we get anything magic based.
I vote for the structure first.
Agreed. Quick question though. If we find something magical and you don't need it, can we have it?
Glad one. The dope case went away.
Well, the dope case went away.
We'll decide when you bring it back to us.
Good enough. And I
No.
hold out a hand to shake.
An hour.
He's not going to get started.
The hell is that?
I don't know what time you
It's,
told the jury to come back.
Something humans do when they agree on terms. I
Kind of like
pulled
just
out-
grabs your wrist, puts a key into it, and just shoves it back to you. Okay, well, that's to get inside the city.
Okay. Key to. Does this city have
No.
a name?
No, I told him not to do it.
We just always called it the city.
Well, the other judges do it while the sheriff.
Never knew of any others.
They might not.
He doesn't.
They might.
That might be a good project for you guys to think of the name that's all your own for this place. Because calling it city is going to confuse
I mean, he's not an
everyone
idiot,
ever
And he
that tries to
won't-
talk to you ever again.
He won't listen.
Mhm.
He doesn't want.
Doesn't confuse us.
That's because you've only ever been to one city. There's a
There's
lot
Exactly.
of cities.
Right.
It's like Judge, you can't.
Mm,
Jersey.
That doesn't make any sense. If they call it city, there's no reason that anybody should get that confused because all other cities have names.
You're gagged. You aren't talking right now.
I can talk in your head, bro. I have telepathy.
Can I roll
As a
some
matter of
more?
fact, I'm constantly singing "Row, row, row your boat" in your mind right now.
How long have you been doing that for?
Maybe 4 hours.
You haven't been.
I'm just fucking with you. As soon as he started ignoring my question the first time, I started singing in his head.
I grab my head. It's like, before we go, can I ask 2 questions?
He just stares at you.
One, how long has it been since you electrocuted us when we woke up?
You can look and see for yourself. It's about evening.
Okay, so it was just the day. Uh-oh. Necro.
Lost Necro.
His computer restarted itself.
I told you I saw Richard have.
MU mandatory updates?
Anyways, he looks to the people. He looks to the Warforged standing behind you guys. Escort him out the city.
What about Cranky?
What about, his name's Gall?
Bob.
Yes,
Still
that's
called
his name.
Bob.
What's gonna happen to him?
He'll be the He'll be this ambassador for our people.
Wow.
Didn't we just call him a murderer?
Yeah, that's what his punishment was, also exile. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
gonna
I don't have
say
to
that
slay
we
my
removed-
own people, and I can still enforce the punishment. Gaul just flips him the bird.
Well, it could be
We
worse.
have our
Gall.
gear, right?
Screw you guys too. He just starts trudging off towards the main exit.
Too soon.
2 guards follow him.
Normal now.
Do a good job, or they'll lock you in a box. You'll have to live forever.
Did you just threaten the big Warforged?
I'm pretty sure I could take him. Also, that wasn't really meant as a threat. That was meant to make sure he does a good job, because I'm actually really concerned with him going anywhere.
Yeah, me too.
So, anyways, you guys are kind of kicked out of the city.
Where's Lucy?
Lucy, it's kind of funny because Lucy seems to have befriended them.
Of course she
Like, they're
would.
actually kind of sad to see her go, but she eventually does convince them that she does need to leave with the meat bags.
Isn't she technically a meatbag?
Yeah, but they don't call her that. They call her Lucy.
Aw. Oh, these
The rest
tin
of
men
you, they
do
call
have
meat
hearts.
bags. Anyway, so you guys are outside the city gates, and they're actually like pretty big.
So that's halfway done once we finish this. Oh yeah, how's the Yanti woman doing? I forget her name.
You.
We just
V.
what?
Her name is V.
Oh, okay. I get that reference.
She's sort of just like sitting, kind of like, the hell just happened?
Diplomacy. I think. Either way, it worked. Please
Did any
tell
of
me
us
you're
die?
not a criminal.
Define criminal.
You were accused of something, caught, and something happened.
Well, then no.
And the fact that you weren't caught, or the fact that something didn't happen?
Again, no.
Okay, shouldn't have any problems next time then. I hope.
Though we might have some problems if we try. If we don't, at least explain things. She just sort of stands up. All right. Well,
They took my compass.
and they gave you a map of the immediate area, and at the very least, they did seem to mark out a general like dotted line past the 2 points saying do not venture, but crudely drawn in is like essentially a stick figure of a lizard right around here.
So, is that the Lizardmen or Yanti?
You have no idea.
Damn. We have a map that has the markings of the actual things, right?
Yeah, but
Can we
you
compare?
look as you compare, the other one isn't all, the original one you got wasn't all that well drawn. Like this one has topography and stuff like that.
Yes, but this area over here, what tribe was that?
They just drew symbols. They told you originally.
It
God,
was a lizard.
None of you wrote it down.
God, fucking
Lizard.
balls. Wait, no,
So-
no. My wanderer feat. I have excellent knowledge of maps, so I would know.
Yeah. You know it's a lizard of some kind.
You know what I mean. I will
Yeah,
look
no,
up
I
the
know
book.
what you mean. The problem is, no one ever has shown you a version with the names written down. You remember them pointing to places and telling you, there's a tribe here, there's a tribe here, there's a tribe here, and there's a tribe here. Beyond that, they really didn't differentiate. And if you're trying to say you remember, that would be an intelligence check. That would be a history check to try and remember.
History, please.
You do remember that that is the Lizardman tribe.
The lizardman. Okay. I'm going
Or
to go
lizard
to our
folk,
normal
as they
map
call
and
them.
write down all the names.
Okay, you do.
Now
You write down
we'll
lizard
count.
folk. Anyways, it's about evening.
I check my watch. What time is it?
Almost 10.
Should we stick by the wall tonight and get up in the morning? Elizabeth, you've been quiet for a while. What's your opinion?
Has my mic been working?
Just now it did.
Nah. Well, for one, my computer restarted itself for some reason.
So, you guys
Yeah.
want to try? Do you want to try and venture out, or do you want to just camp for the night?
I'll say camp.
I also vote camp.
I'm down with the camp.
Yep.
The auntie just raises her hand. I'm just tired.
Which is weird considering we woke up, got zapped, and then we're going back to sleep.
True, but it does suddenly dawn on all of you that they essentially forced every muscle in your body to contract and release multiple times over. And all of you got a full body workout, but are dead tired because of it.
Oh shit.
As such, all of you pass out.
Before we do that, can I check to make sure they didn't steal any other magic shit from me?
Sure. They didn't.
Okay, good.
But regardless, all of you pass out and nobody took watch. Luckily, when you wake up, nothing seems to have tried to attack you. It's morning, but you look behind you and the gates into the stone into the city are closed still. How do you guys want to proceed?
I look for our food so we don't have to mark off rations.
All right. And you find food. Takes a while, but it's mostly just berries.
Not the psycho berries this time.
No,
right?
not the psycho berries.
I don't think I heard that.
It's not the psycho berries.
That would have been an interesting thing to deal with. Again.
Oh yeah, what were these? I have something in my inventory called sticks, metal bowl, light metal heart, an arm with a moon angel, and swords and hands and thorns. What the hell was all this shit for?
From the
Stuff you randomly found back when you were trying to kill the dead god.
Right. Should we have handed that over?
They never asked for it.
I didn't know. I forgot about it.
I used to have the torch too.
Oh, no, wait. It was taken back in Settlement 6.
Oh, so it was taken from us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should mark that off.
It was part of an altar. Apparently, one of the Settlement 6 got some of the settlement. I never told you because none of you ever asked, but what you were finding were bodies from a Settlement 6 expedition that was trying to figure out what was cursing the land and thought that the dead god was. And they tried to purify it, but they all
Didn't
died.
work.
Well, no, it might have worked because the thing never woke up.
That's true.
They still died horribly, but, you know. Anyways, where do you guys want to head?
I thought we were heading for the structure.
Which one?
The entryway one, weren't we?
Which one is closer?
There was no real. He never really differentiated for you.
Damn. But this map has got topography, right? So it might have a sense of
Oh,
scale.
like-
We're headed to the square first. Because that was the one that said it was the underground structure.
Yeah, but the thing is, both lie in swamp.
Just go to the damn underground structure.
Fine, fuck it. Let's go to the box. To the dungeon.
All right.
To the level up screen, here we go.
We are a while from leveling up.
Anyway,
Not if we run
so-
into a bunch of shit.
I wish
You
we got
guys
to fight that
Make the
T-Rex.
first day. How long? Everybody roll dex checks.
Build.
23. Oh my god.
My muscles are still sore.
Plate armor's big.
So is mine.
Nobody rolled a 1, so we're good.
Also, while we're going, I'm gonna undo the braids in my hair again.
And then you get drop-kicked.
Actually,
Oh no.
you find that threads of the stuff that were binding your hands is threaded throughout your braids, and they're essentially impossible to get rid of now. That is the problem with Lucy with friends, the people tying you up.
I hate you so much right now, Bran. Well,
Don't worry, Brian. His anger towards you will dissipate when he realizes he has worse things to worry about afterwards.
I'm cutting my hair.
Okay. You do.
I'm just cutting the I'm cutting the braid of entangable shit off. So now I guess I have short hair again.
You do. You also have a mass of extremely durable wire if you choose to try and untangle it.
And the anger of his god.
Well, no, you just have Lucy staring at you with the puppy dog eyes, asking why. Which, roll a Constitution save.
I actually have a good reason why.
You still feel awful. The DC was 30.
You fucking ass.
Dude, you basically cut off the work that an 8-year-old took 3 hours with her newfound friends to do.
Freaking very tight and impossible to undo.
It was actually very lightweight. Somehow.
Does she want to keep it?
No,
She
not that
uses it as a
she
whip.
doesn't want to keep it.
Yeah.
She's just upset
Hear
that
him over you talking.
she just doesn't like that she's the only person with braids in the group now.
That's not true. You guys are traveling with a dwarf who has at least 2 feet worth of braided hair.
Okay, braids she did.
But I braided her hair.
So did I.
True, and she wanted to give you a gift.
And you cut it off.
I am keeping
Like
the
to
gift.
douchebag.
I will mark down how long a hair was this again. Went to my butt. So
Braided or unbraided?
if it's braided, yeah.
If it's braided, it goes right about down to the small of your back.
Right, so what's that, like 3 feet?
About.
Oh, I actually have an idea about this. I am going to take one end and braid it to the other around my waist like a belt. Or no, not like a belt, like a monk, like the monk thing where it goes over my
A sash?
yeah, like a sash.
Okay, you do.
How's-
Kind of weird, bruh.
How does Lucy feel about that?
She's still a bit upset, but she's marginally happier. Still giving you the puppy dog eyes, though. Anyways, you guys make a good day's walk. Eventually,
How high is this water in this swamp?
you haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh.
You get to the very edge by nightfall.
I have to ask. I mean, let's face it. I'm only like 3.5 feet tall. I
You're at
might
the very
drown.
edge. If you want to wade in and try it.
I'm not wading in there. I'll pike it. I know my pike's 10 feet, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll stick it in there and see how much of it gets wet.
it's about a foot.
Oh, good. I'm going to be using that as a walking stick to check in front of me this whole time. Because plate mail and swimming do not go together.
I'll take first watch.
Speaking of plate mail and water, the paladin's going to find somewhere to make sure that everything is fastened on as tight as possible.
You do. And things are pretty good. Granted, it's not a water seal, but
Do you want to put your plate mail up and wear leathers instead?
One's going to get wet, the other's going to get tight and pull in the wrong places.
She'd prefer the second one. she'll accept the offer of leathers.
All right. You put leathers on.
I stuffed the
Your
plate mail in the
armor
bag of
class
holding.
drops.
Like a stone.
It's better than drowning.
It goes from 18 to
12 plus dex.
11 plus dex.
Mm.
Studded leather is 12. Regular is 11. So you now have 13.
Holy fuck.
Remember to put that back on before we go in the dungeon.
And yet it's still better than drowning in muck.
So anyways, you guys, who takes watch first night? Who takes first watch?
I said I did, and I rolled a 10.
Okay. What's your passive?
17.
You see something bubbling in the water at some point.
Bubbling like swamp gas or bubbling like breathing?
Bubbling like something disturbed it. So it's sort of like a little wake, and there are also bubbles rising up. You're not sure which.
Do I see anything in the swamp?
No.
Okay.
So after a while, it goes away.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
Eventually, it just goes away. Who takes second watch?
The dwarf with a pike.
Actually, Lucy volunteers to take watch.
Yeah, the dwarf's staying up still.
For the majority of it, you do not see Lucy until about halfway through the watch. Well, first roll perception check.
No, Jing is keeping an eye on this. She's waking up every like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, you're going to take a level of exhaustion for it.
Cool.
Dervona, you are completely surprised when, at a certain point, Lucy just appears sitting next to you, roasting a fish she seems to have caught somewhere over the fire. You look over, and she is soaking wet. She also has like another fish clutched in the free hand, and the head is gone.
Okay, then. Dervona just asked her if she's cold.
She kind of shakes her head, asking about if you ask. What did you ask?
If she was cold.
She shakes her head no.
She just kind of shrugs.
She offers you some of the cooked fish. Actually, she just offers you the cooked fish. The other one you do notice is actually cooked.
Oh.
Granted, she apparently ate the head, as at a certain point you see her spit out the skull.
She's just gonna smile and eat hers. She doesn't give a shit.
You eat cooked fish with Lucy. Their watch ends. Who takes third?
I guess I take it.
All right, you take it. Roll perception. You don't notice that much. Few noises from the swamp. noises that you realize now have been completely devoid, mostly being other wildlife, like birds, stuff like that. So, not much goes on. You guys all wake up in the morning. Lucy is somehow completely dry now.
Well, I mean, she was next to the fire earlier.
So, you guys want to head into the swamp?
Let us go.
Okay.
The dwarf will proceed carefully, poking every patch of land in front of her to find that it's the least amount of water needed.
I'm carrying Lucy.
Okay, everybody roll dex checks.
Natural 20.
Another
Walking on
4.
water.
The land of the 4s.
You're walking on water.
Oh, I'm not. I'm wading through
I'm
mud.
talking to Rainer.
Jesus.
Damn monks.
Jing and Elizabeth, you guys for the most part make it through. Devona, you have a bit of a harder time, but you managed to make it through without falling into anything that might eat you.
Well, you have to remember I was poking around with a pike too. Did I happen to stab anything?
You did stab one plant that bled orange.
Oh, good. Fuck that plant.
It also hissed at you afterwards.
Yeah, well, it should know to stay out of my fucking way next time.
For some reason, after that, you looked back and the plant was somehow flipping you off.
She'd flip it off back. She don't give a shit. She's old. If it doesn't fucking move, it might potentially get shanked. This old woman's not changing her course for some
Okay.
fucking foliage.
So you managed to make it through. None of you really notice anything out of the ordinary. And actually, a lot of you start to notice you haven't heard birds in a while because the swamp is full of the things. Like every once in a while, you'll just see these birds like flutter from tree to tree. They're all different. None of them seem to be following you. It's just birds.
Just birds everywhere.
Well, consider the fact that you went from what is effectively a dead, empty jungle to a vibrant swamp. You guys kind of noticed the weirdest stuff.
Glad I took my metal armor off. I'd probably look like a fucking statue right now if I didn't.
You guys make it about that far, and you can't find the structure yet.
I just had a sinking suspicion.
So,
Are we remembering the birds?
you
The
guys,
actual horror movie?
coming to the anyways, so let's see. You guys are eating dinner, and I'm assuming the 17 passive perception is the highest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rainer, you notice nothing.
God damn, really?
What do I notice?
There are a few what you could assume are crocodiles in the waters about 60 feet from you guys. They seem to be lingering a while, though.
Dervona just looks at the others. Anybody want any new leather?
So you took your eyes fully off the water, right? The moment you turn back, they're gone. Anyways, you guys sleep and you guys are kind of tired because you've been walking through a swamp and none of you are used to that. Nothing hits you guys. You guys wake up and well, you guys roll dexterity checks to see how well you move through a swamp.
Fuck.
It's okay. I totally won't make up for that. See?
Rainer and Shane kind of have to carry you two. Elizabeth, you find yourself forced to ride Rainer piggyback because you keep tripping over rocks and at one point actually sprain your ankle.
Elizabeth, why the fuck aren't you flying?
Right?
She doesn't know.
Because if I go flying, I'll leave you guys behind.
That
Or I'll
too.
lose you.
Good point.
Jing, you're kind of just like occasionally having to pick Dervona up and set her on the next landmass so she can keep up.
Relocation of dwarves across dwarf continents.
Yeah. Eventually, you guys can make it, and you guys make it to the front of this thing, and there's a lot of bodies.
Is it stone?
It is stone. At least what's left of it.
What do the bodies
How
look like?
old?
They're skeletons. Some of them have some odd-shaped skulls.
How old is the stone, though?
You have no idea.
Don't give me that shit. I have proficiency in stonework.
And you are completely unfamiliar with the stonework of a completely alien world.
It's still stone, sir.
It's really
There's
old.
basic signs.
It is
He's like, it's
really
old
old.
enough that I don't care to find out how old it is.
No, that's what you get from a 20. It's really old. Also, it is not dwarven make. That's all you get from that.
All right. I
Is
have
there a
stone
door?
cutting. I have stone cutting, okay? I get double proficiency on it, all right? And it doesn't matter what made it. As long as it is stonework.
So technically that's a 22.
Yeah.
All right, so
But the point is, like, it doesn't have to be dwarven stonework. That was
the
one
best
I
you
was
can
making.
figure, because again, you're not familiar with. This reminds you heavily of sort of dwarven mausoleums. Essentially, you guys essentially what you glean from this is some kind of burial site, whether it's for a handful of people or a mass grave style that's just marked by a single object. There's going to be bodies inside of this thing in some way, shape, or form. Maybe some other stuff, but there's definitely bodies.
Oh, great.
I tell the group what I assume this is. Welcome to hell.
So let's open it up and get haunted already.
Blunt objects, here we come.
Anyways, you guys head in.
Might as well.
Stairs go. You essentially have a set of stairs going down.
Is the lip above the water so there's not water constantly draining down into this thing?
The lip is above the water.
The
It also
dwarf-
seems that there's nothing growing within at least a 10-foot radius of the entrance.
Cool.
The
Dark
dwarf-
magic. Let's
Oh.
go.
And Garvona, you also noticed that there were words and letters that you have no idea what they were.
Ooh, can I look at them?
Sure. They were written on either side of the entrance.
The dwarf's gonna, while he reads that, take a minute to tie her hair up higher.
Are you going to change back into the plate?
She is.
Okay. Your armor class is back up to an 18.
While she's getting the plate out, I grab the book of I Can Read Anything, and I look at this.
I forgot you had that.
It actually doesn't register.
Huh.
Does it look like Dwarvish?
Nope. It looks like no language any of you are familiar with.
Elvish.
It looks like
Nope.
gibberish.
I have a
There's a similarity
any
to
language.
Elf.
Oh, I'm talking to Raider. I have a book that lets me read any language. It doesn't look like any language I've ever seen before.
So, you were saying?
It looks like a bizarre. Some of the symbols look like Elven and some of the symbols look like Common, but it's only like basic shape. And even if you try to compare them, the letters either repeat themselves or make absolute gibberish. So it looks like a bizarre blending of Elven and Common, but even then, the ordering makes no sense to any of you.
I take out the magic orb and I hold it against the words to see if they're magic runes.
The entire structure starts glowing.
Yeah, great.
Can I take a shot in the dark since I know both Elvish and Common?
Roll a roll intelligence at disadvantage, because essentially you're trying to improvise by fact checking between two languages at once.
I will
You get-
assist in this role because I know both Elvish and Commons as well.
Okay, so it's a 13. You get blank. You get here lies blank blank blank. May they blank blank blank. That's all you guys get.
Huh.
I put all my things back in the bag. Well, I guess it's time to go. This is up
To certain,
and try not to get this stabbed in the face.
to almost certain death. Again.
Lucy just looks, I'll wait up here. I'll keep watch.
As long as you're invisible, that's fine.
Gervona's gonna look at her.
She
Are
she
you
nods, gives a
scared
thumbs
of
up, and
the
then
hole?
snaps.
Wait. I give her backpack, her dagger, and...
No, she has another dagger.
I
Where'd
thought
she get a dagger from?
you already gave her a backpack and her dagger already.
I did.
Lucy points to the
Yeah.
MT.
And
By the
You
way,
already
I'm
asked.
staying up here too.
Gervona's gonna take her pike and like basically stab it in the ground next to Lucy, just in case.
She like smiles at you and then snaps her fingers and is just gone.
Okay.
I'm extremely uncomfortable with this.
Anyways, so you guys go down. It's back down. You guys head down, and there are torch sconces along the two sides of the wall.
One more question. Where's Bob?
I mean, the Warforged.
He got sent to the
Yeah.
Ember Tree, I think.
Did he?
He was their ambassador, so I assume he was sent to
Oh.
the place. Wait, we gave. I forget how that actually played out. And that just happened.
Anyways, so you guys descend.
Yep.
He's not here.
So you guys pretty much, as you guys go down, the torches are glowing this sort of greenish light.
Tervona looks at the torches. Oh god. Why can't we just get normal light in these places?
Oh no, it's giving off normal light. The fire's just green.
No, she's talking about the fact that they're not, it's not normal looking fire.
Are you kidding? That looks great.
You know what else looks great with green light?
Skeletons.
Bloodied walls, floors, pitfall traps, and crushing walls. As she pulls her hammer out. I don't like this place already.
Well,
You guys keep continuing down? What are you looking for?
Obvious traps, and runes on the wall. Because I'd rather not walk in front of a magic spell and get blasted away.
Okay. You don't see any. Well, actually, no, you do. Every once in a while, on one of the steps, there is this rune that expands like 5 steps, essentially. You don't step on it, but somebody else does, and the torches in front of them, and for like the next 30 feet, just start lighting up. But
and we're moving downward.
after about good 5 minutes, you guys eventually come to a sort of flat hallway.
How long is the hallway?
Trying to select the damn thing.
Oh, great. Read a floor
Dungeon.
map. Welcome to the Fungeon, where every door is destructible and all things will be kicked in the face.
Okay, so you guys peer in this hallway.
Which end?
Bottom.
You guys can only see the hallway, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. What I did worked. All right, so at the end of the hallway, there is a set of doors. Crossing them are essentially these extremely weathered ropes. And hanging from them are these iron sort of tiles, almost, inscribed with symbols. Rainer and Jing, you both recognize these as being, at the very least, similar to the symbols on the two sides of the doorway. But these are completely different. You guys could try to figure it out if you wanted.
The dwarf's going to stop for a second to listen for anything behind the doors.
The doors are kind of thick, actually. You hear wood.
I hear wood. Oh, the doors are wood, huh?
Because you kind of like thunk your head against the wood a bit hard. That's all you hear, the wood. You hear wood.
How thick are we talking? Are we talking Repel's hammer thick?
Thick enough that probably you wouldn't be able to dent it with the hammer. Jing, are you trying to figure out the...
I'm investigating all these ropes and
That'd be an investigation, not perception.
I didn't roll a perception, did I?
Oh,
No, that was from earlier.
my bad. They're the ancient equivalency of do not enter.
Huh.
Like, do not cross this line, do not break the threshold, things like that.
Are both doors marked with this?
No, the way it works is the two doors are behind like these strings of these like sets of ropes that are crossing the hall right in front of the doors that have like the panels with essentially those messages scrawled on them. Darvona, you just walked right under them because they're about 4 feet high.
I'm short. I probably didn't even notice.
No, you noticed. You just walked under.
Oh.
It's like a museum.
But another thing is the moment you actually touch them, the ropes just fall apart.
That was a seal. That was a seal of some sort.
Nothing happens though, so.
And
where are the doors? Because you said there were two. Or is it like
at the
one
very
big
end of the
double
hallway?
Door?
Yeah, they're big double doors.
Okay. Well, I might as well be right here then. Since I'm already sticking my fat nose up against them.
So what do you? The other two of you do.
Kool-Aid Man.
You go, oh yeah, boom, as you bounce off the door.
It's one sturdy ass door.
Your shoulder feels very sore. Darvona, from your point of view, you just saw a body like run past you screaming, oh yeah, and then just like bounce.
Wait, are these doors push open or pull open?
You look up and you see two massive handles jutting out the doors.
I'm gonna just pull one of them open slowly.
As the door slowly opens.
And waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, that's my question. Is do
You
I
guys don't see anything. It's kind of dark.
Dark vision, baby.
It's still dark.
How dark, motherfucker? Because
Dark enough that dark vision doesn't work. That dark.
Huh.
Anyways, so
I can't wait till
both doors are open. Does anybody want to walk in?
What do you mean both doors are open?
I thought
Yeah,
there
the
were
door
multiple
open.
Doors.
There's two doors.
I know.
Where's the other one?
Do you walk in?
I'm in. You see me?
I see you. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Ole, ole, hee, hoo.
The torches on the sides of the walls and all the way back to here flicker on. It's red light this time.
Who's the dickhead? Is that the Lich? I'm about to kick his ass.
The Lich, the other two running, and the Lich seems to be doing something to the tomb.
Wait, is this the same Lich?
No, it is a much different Lich.
Okay.
Hey, yo, dickhead. What's up?
Why would you...
Turvona's
You
just
gonna
be
speak up
getting
on a Lich?
The
Turvona's
Lich,
just gonna be getting a javelin ready.
the Lich just turns around, turns back, and goes back to his chanting.
Are you gonna answer or are you gonna catch?
He's not even responding at this point.
And with
The
gusto.
moment the dart gets within 5 feet of him, this flash of green energy as the dart just dissolves.
Fuck.
What's that dart made of?
Dart. It's metal and wood.
The Lich finishes his chanting, and you see this. You see something move on the coffin as you're the lid.
Oh,
The
come
lid is
on.
catapulted off and lands right at the base of the stairs. The Lich floats to the
Devoted.
side.
Devroda's just gonna look at Shing. So we're gonna fastball him? Should we just give him some company over there?
Of all the times
yeah,
I want you to have freaking Big B's hand.
I need my spear back anyway, so let's do this. I slip a dagger from my side. This will just have to work for now. Remind me to buy another dagger when we get in town.
Essentially, this is like a stand-in, but oh boy, that's big. What the hell? This skeleton climbs out of the tomb. In his body, there are what appear to be multiple hilts to swords jammed in his ribcage.
Oh, I found what I'm going after. Somebody throw me as hard as they can.
Remember,
He's wearing remnants of some really nice looking armor that none of you recognize the make of.
I'll be studying that when we're done.
The skeleton sort of just like creaks its head towards him, towards the Lich. The Lich speaks something none of you understand to it before vanishing. The skeleton reaches to its chest, grabs the one closest to its throat, which is this sort of ivory hilt, pulls it out, and this blade of pure ice forms as it exits the chest.
oh my god, that's so fucking cool.
This sort of low, not even really guttural sort of, I guess, hiss leaves its mouth, and you feel the room sort of rumble around you as the doors slam shut.
Devoda just looks at him. I may be old, but I'm not gonna take your shit.
It's everybody roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative. Rainer, why do you still have that manual roll thing still on?
It's not manual, I have automatic. I just want to see the die. It shows yours too.
I like how it flashed the 4 on the turn order for a second, and then it took it back off.
Oh,
Makes
weird.
me
You know,
happy.
it only shows up mine and Brand's.
That's because I have it set that way.
Ah.
It's in settings, it's enable 3D dice.
I have that on.
Yeah.
It's just-
And it rolls dice all over the screen.
Yeah.
I took that shit off the moment I started playing Roll20. That shit was extra distracting.
All right, so
That's what I was gonna say. Funny, dude. You're not trapped in here with me. I'm not trapped in. You're trapped in
light-
here with me.
the lights of the torches also turn white.
It turned what?
The lights, like the flames within the torches on all around the walls, turn white when the blade is fully pulled from the chest. You guys notice there's about 8 other blades still embedded in his chest.
I wonder what happens if I pull them all out.
My guess is he goes all fucking Collie or General Grievous, Grievous on us.
The skeleton walks down the stairs
Killer bee.
over the coffin's top and essentially grabs the lid, throws it into the wall, and it lands over here.
Ooh, he's
And
super strong.
he puts a second hand on the hilt, and the blade seems to grow.
He's not got a shield.
He's just standing there.
The
Elizabeth,
image
you're up.
seeing is a placeholder.
Oh, I was assuming he had a shield.
No, I couldn't find a good image for him. Essentially, you're fighting an old warlord from whatever this society was that got resurrected under the Lich's control.
I'm gonna attack it with my fighting spirit on.
Roll an intelligence saving throw.
Ah, 12.
The attack fails.
What?
Why?
To the rest of you, it looked like Elizabeth was going for the spear and then just like completely missed. The skeleton didn't even move.
Ooh, I know this spell. Ha 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 ha.
Elizabeth, if you have a second attack, you can still use that.
Not till level 5.
Yeah, I'm backing out for now. So I find out what's causing me not to hit.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use one of its legendary actions to come forward and try and choke slam you into the
Oh my
ground.
god, it's got legendary actions.
Surges forward and roll a dexterity check. You just barely manage to dodge out as its left hand comes just inches within just comes like barely an inch from grazing your neck. It then retreats back. It doesn't elicit an attack of opportunity from you. But whatever stance it had before seems to be broken. Elizabeth,
Oh, it wasn't a spell?
Jing, you're up.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
What are you going to try to do?
Just gonna grab one of
Elizabeth,
these
you might
swords
wanna-
right here. Don't mind me.
Okay, there are currently 8 swords. They're arranged in a pattern of 3 rows, 3 columns. The top center one is missing. Which one do you try to grab for?
I guess I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna double hand just like with each hand and just put my foot on his chest and try to kick him away while holding the swords.
Okay, first roll Constitution check at disadvantage because you're trying to grab 2 of the hilts at once. Or Constitution save at disadvantage.
Ooh.
Did you say 2-hand one sword or grab 2?
But like, if there's 2 in his shoulders, I grab one from each shoulder and just kick.
Yeah, no. The moment you touch them, the skin on your hand starts to burn. The skin on your right hand starts to burn, and the other one feels deathly cold. Pulling away, the skin on your right palm is essentially smoldering. The skin on your left, there is crystalline ice formed on your hands. Had you gotten
I have
lower than a
gloves.
10? Yeah, no, it went through. Your gloves are ruined.
Oh, great.
Like any
This is
point of the
equal.
glove that touched the hilts, essentially disintegrated within the instant it touched. And you're lucky you didn't roll less than a 10, because if you had, you would have taken damage. Its daze turns to you, and in almost the blink of an eye, it's already turned around and angling for a strike at your chest with the sword it has.
All right, Bones, let's do this. And I pull my dagger back up. Get ready.
8 doesn't hit, I'm assuming?
No. Parry, bitch.
Is this 2 weapons or 6?
He's got
What
a
are you
shit
trying to
ton of-
figure out?
No, I'm wondering, like, is this, like, 2 separate magic items, or is this, like, a bunch of
Okay,
sort
the
of
way he was trying to do it. Okay, so what's embedded in his chest? I can't tell you the name, but it's essentially one massive magic item that is just a set of separate different hilts.
Okay.
The problem is, the only way they work is that they have to be embedded in the host.
Ouch!
Now, granted, the sword actually the blade doesn't materialize until you pull it, but essentially you have to have these hilts jutting out your body to have any use of them. Clearly, this guy didn't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that. I like this item. I want it.
All magic item go to mechanical people, remember.
Well, you could argue it because they'd have to try and embed hilts in their body.
True, but we have to show them the shit first. That was
It's
our
going to attack
agreed part.
again.
We could use it before we get back.
Misses.
Oh, that was so close.
It's going to
Parry.
trigger a flurry of blows.
Wait,
What?
what? It's a punk?
Dude, this thing is an undead warlord. Keyword, warlord. Think about that for a second in terms of EXP.
Boss fight,
Yes,
I got it.
Except for some reason, it's able to make 2 unarmed 2 strikes with its weapon. Because, like, Raynor, the moment you see this, it clicks on you that it's using flurry of blows, but it's somehow doing this with a sword?
I catch the first one, and then the other one clocks me in the jaw.
Yeah, you parry the first one. No, this is with a sword. Somehow.
Oh.
It's somehow making a flurry of blows with a sword. The first one you manage to dodge. The second one catches you in the leg as it's bringing the blade back and managed to flick it right into the side of your leg.
And with that, you are gonna burn, bitch.
You take 7 points of slashing damage as it cuts extremely deep despite how shallow the cut was. God damn it, the Discord
Yeah, I know. I
things
can't
block
click on
the
any
dice
of my,
roller.
I can't click on any of my stuff while they're talking. How much damage?
You take 7 slashing and 3 cold as the wound immediately freezes.
And then he immediately catches on fire with his bitch ass. He takes 14. Oh, he's got to make a dexterity saving throw.
It makes it.
Plus
Takes half
7
damage.
to dex. Jeez.
So 8 plus 8 is a lot. I said 14 plus 8 is a lot. I'm doing calculations on my phone.
14 plus 8 is 32. Divided by 2 is 16.
It's 22. I think. Plus 8.
4 plus 8 is 12.
It's 14 fire damage plus 8. So it's 22.
Yeah, and then divide that by 2 is 11.
Yeah.
All right. Dervona, you're up.
The monk is the last in initiative order.
Actually, at the end of your turn, Jing, it's going to bring one of the skeletal hands up and grip this little talisman it has around its neck. All of you feel
Don't you
much
do it.
lighter suddenly. You guys can move at double your movement speed without taking the dash action.
Why?
Oh, really?
The thing
You
is,
lost
though,
the fight.
there's this sort of spectral green glow that seems to cling to its body now. It brings the hand back down to the sword and almost seems to cackle if a skeleton could.
Skeletons can cackle. Haven't you watched He-Man?
We're not dealing with Skeletor.
Aren't we, though?
This is what would happen if Skeletor didn't fuck around. Anyways, Devona, you're up. Oh, Rainer, you're up. Wait.
Wait,
Wait,
Oh, it should be
no,
Devona.
I didn't do anything. You.
Yeah, it was on her turn,
I
then
don't
you
know what
skipped
the
her
back
because
is.
you already
I
had
didn't-
the turn order.
I didn't mean to. But yeah, Devona, you can move double your movement speed now.
Let's see. What was that +1 Warhammer you gave me? I don't think it got added. I don't think I added it on here. The know you gave me
There's
a
the
+1
Warhammer
Warhammer.
+5. You have an item named Take This Shit.
that's probably
It's a +5. It's a +5 as well. It 1d8 blunt plus 1d4. So I think that's the one. Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh, yeah, the fourth Warhammer.
Yeah. I think that's the one.
I don't know why the bonus for that one's +3 instead of +5, but okay.
The bonus for the battle axe?
No, the bonus for the Force Warhammer that I put in there.
It
Let's
is
take this
+5.
I know, but it's marked as +3. is my
No,
point.
not for me.
Plus
But-
proficiency.
You don't hit.
I didn't think so.
Do you have another attack, or is that your turn?
I'm pretty sure the paladins don't get a second attack.
Do you have two-handed fighting? If you do, if you have a weapon in your offhand, you can. Make an
If
extra
you're
attack.
fifth level, yes, you do get an extra attack.
Yeah, but if I checked last time I remember, we were still 4th level.
Oh yeah, you're
Yep.
still 4th level, so never mind.
So
We're
no.
all 4th level. None of us get extra attack.
Not yet. Anyways. What do you want? Ramona, you want to do try something else, or is that it? Rainer, you're up.
Move up. Got him with my +1 quarterstaff.
That hits. Roll damage.
I'm gonna spend a key point to do Fury of Blows.
First one misses, second one hits.
Alright, and he cannot take a reaction on his next turn. But he can't take a reaction. Wait, no, my turn's next. That doesn't make sense.
What are you trying to look at?
I was gonna make. I get to add something to my Fury of Blows now to make him take an effect, but I realized his turn's next, so that wouldn't make any sense. So make a dex save or be knocked prone.
It expends the glowing green effect and just succeeds.
Okay.
Also, you guys no longer feel lighter, and you now move at your regular speed.
Huh.
It's going to insert the ivory hilt back into its chest and pull this sort of greenish one. And there's no blade. Rather, there's a shimmer of light almost. And a few of you hear a high-pitched whine. Or whine. As you don't see a blade.
Is that air?
It's going to swing at you, Elizabeth, twice.
That's gotta be made out of like compressed air or some shit.
Could be a Vorpal sword.
Oh, that was close. Both misses.
Okay. It's going to activate this hilt's ability and use the Step of the Wind free of cost. And actually just jump back onto the stairs. And just wait. Elizabeth, you're up.
I'm going after it. And once again, I'll use Fighting Spirit to give myself an advantage.
Natural 20.
That hits. So it doesn't feel poison. It does take the piercing, though. So.
And I'll do my action surge so I could hit it one more time.
Just misses.
Ah, shit.
But on the end of your turn, it's going to use one of its legendary actions to try and grapple you.
Again?
Yeah. Roll a dex check.
Save or regular?
Save.
Ah, shit. 6.
It surges forward and grabs you. Doing so, it sheathes the one blade, takes out this dagger from it, takes out this other one, and it's a small dagger of pure red, jams it up inside of a kink in your armor. And you take 9 points of necrotic damage as it seems to mend itself. It releases the dagger and drops you, puts it back in, and draws the white blade again. And it just sits there waiting. Next up, Darvona.
How is Devona next?
That's
Oh, wait,
Jing.
Jing, sorry. I get your images look. Yeah.
She's a female.
And your character looks very beautiful. Let's go.
Points from the side. There.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. Hello. I want this one. And I grab the sword in his shoulder.
Again,
For fuck's
Again.
sake.
roll a Constitution save.
Save.
You take 10 points of fire damage
Woohoo!
as your hand lights ablaze. And funny thing is, you can't use Hellish Rebuke on this.
Any reason why not?
The fire seems to consume the hellish hatred. Like the moment you summon it, it just seems to get sucked into the fire that is currently engulfing your hand. And then the fire just goes out. However, the skeleton, like, just jerks its head to the side and just looks at you.
Stop being stingy. Give him here, damn it.
It just kind of cocks its head to the side because it doesn't understand you at all.
I speak in all languages in its head.
Again, it doesn't understand you at all.
Undead.
Well, no, undead can still understand a language. It's the language it spoke.
Oh,
The problem is, none of you understand.
The old one feature of telepath. It doesn't matter what language, they still understand me.
Okay. It still looks at you blankly.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah?
you know that fancy dagger it has, right?
Yeah?
I'm gonna aim my hammer at it, the
Okay.
fourth one, and I'm gonna try and pop that shit through, rattle it around inside his body like a fucking pinball. All right.
All right. Roll attack.
I swear, every time I click a button, it like slows down.
Misses.
I'm going to fucking rattle one of these hilts around him like a goddamn pinball.
Rainer, you're up.
Okay. Let's just complete the box here.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
He's surrounded. Do I get advantage on this?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hit him again.
Misses.
Duvenar Fury Blows. Oh my god.
Misses and misses, and it's going to use one of its legendary actions to try and body slam you into the tomb. Or the coffin, at least.
It really does not like the fact that we're around it right now.
Rather, it's a warrior and it wants to use its surrounding to its advantage, and currently, really annoying ferryman is trying to hit it.
Ferryman?
Roll a strength check, or strength save.
Oh god.
If only you could have rolled a dex save and tripped him into the coffin.
Well, he could have rolled an acrobatics. Or athletics.
Okay, it's contested.
How's it contested? That's an 8 to a 10.
Funny thing, if it rolls within 2 above or below, it's considered contested. At least for this thing. Somehow. It's going to expend all other legendary actions to successfully succeed that and push you into the coffin. You're prone, and you're fairly certain something's poking you.
Do I have enough of a turn left to freaking check what's poking me?
Sure. It's a sword.
Ooh. What does it look
Problem
like?
is that the lid kind of sealed on you.
Fuck.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
It looks like one of the hills, at least, looks very similar to the ones it has in its body, except it's essentially this onyx black hilt wrapped in sort of it's in a sort of cloth that's gold in color.
Okay. I grab it.
Okay.
And I assume that's my turn because I attacked already. I can't push the lid off.
Yep, and it's turn again. It's gonna. Whoops, wrong
Isn't the
person.
lid on?
Yeah, the moment something got back in, the lid kind of flew over and sealed. At the moment, Rainer's stuck in the coffin.
How many rounds until he begins to suffocate?
It doesn't look like it's an airtight seal. Thus, why this guy's armor's decayed over time. It's gonna throw aside the white hilt and grab for the two that you've been reaching for. One, as it pulls it out, is this sickly green-looking energy. The other is just pure flame. And it's gonna just spin and try to hit each of you twice.
Bring it. This will be interesting.
Does a 18 hit you, Jing?
Yeah.
All right. Take 5 slashing and two necrotic. Elizabeth, against you. 24 and 21.
Yep.
About to fuck that ass up, yo.
Take 11 points of fire damage. Or rather, 11 points of slashing damage and 3 points of fire damage, I mean. Six points of slashing damage again.
My turn.
And 3 points of necrotic.
I'm down to 27.
Aren't you just the belle of the ball?
20 hits. Five points of slashing. Three points of necrotic. And at the end of the turn, it just crosses the swords over it.
Jing looks like he's in a bad fucking place right now.
What exactly is Hellish Rebuke in this case?
Rebuke is a reaction.
Yeah, it's a reaction level 2 spell.
It's also a racial ability of tieflings.
Yes.
Yes, but it's
He's not a
also
tiefling.
it's also a spell ability for a warlock.
You're a bard, though.
I'm a bard warlock.
You multi-class?
He multi-class? I thought he changed to a bard.
The world has fallen silent. As all of reality paused.
All this
It's a
reality
first
for-
level evocation.
Here, I'll put the entire thing up on the thing for you. Nope,
No, I see it.
Oh,
Point is, you're out of spell slots for second levels.
it's not second level, it's first level.
Yeah, no, but you're casting it at a higher level.
Yeah, I have
Meaning you're
two second
expending
level
a
spells.
Yeah, and you've done that twice now.
Yeah.
So
this
you're out
time-
of second levels.
Yeah, after this one. I've only used this once before.
Did you count the one that got absorbed by the fire?
But didn't we rest after that?
No. No, yeah, you actually can't cast it at a higher level a third time. You've done this 3 times.
Do it at the regular level. Just
So
take
you
the
get-
8.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you're up.
Gonna attack it again. For the last time with fighting spirit.
Get me out of here!
That hits. Roll damn. Okay, that hits. So 7 points.
And I'm out of fighting spirit.
Jing, you're up.
Wait, did I feel if my attacks actually did more? Like they did
I
with the
go
regular
around behind the
skeletons?
guy
Nope.
and I hold my action. I was like, y'all might want to run.
It's gonna grab you and chuck you across the room with its legendary action the moment you move behind it.
Shit. Sorry about that.
Roll a dex check to try and avoid the grapple. Shit.
Stop it. Stop messaging me on Discord.
You managed to do it, but it interrupts your concentration and you can't hold. So effectively, it wasted your turn.
Damn.
Devona, you're up.
You already know I'm gonna do the same thing I tried to do last time.
When you got a hammer long enough, everything just starts looking like nails.
Oh, that little dagger that apparently healed him earlier looks a lot like a nail.
It's
It looks
just a
so-
hilt, but
It looks so much like a nail that I intend to nail it through him and watch it rattle around the inside of his decayed corpse.
it's just a skeleton.
I know,
But-
but he still has rib cages for me to play beautiful music on with this hilt.
Just roll attack. That actually hits. And the dagger does sink in with a crunch. Problem is, it pops back out.
It was worth a try.
No, you did crush the portion of its ribs that it was originally embedded in. Now it's just sort of floating there. Rainer?
Yes. Can I tell anything from this sword that I'm holding it now?
That's what you get from the sword.
Oh, you okay?
He knew you were gonna check it.
Motherfucker.
He was just waiting.
No, I knew one of you was going to check it. I was just curious who it was.
Well, he's the only one in there with the sword right now, so it's not like
You guys
either
could have
any of
checked-
us could mess with
you
it.
just managed to maneuver yourself in front of it.
Hello.
The sword really doesn't say anything beyond that. It just says hello, just asks if, like, hello, and then just stays silent. You can try and spend your turn getting the sword to talk again.
I will do that.
Roll a charisma check to try and coax the sword out of its shyness.
I've been on the opposite end of this. Eh.
You're not sure at this point. You spend your turn trying to get the sword over its crippling shyness.
What is it with you and talking swords?
I don't know, but I kind of want one now.
Oh, fuck, I forgot Jing's held action got interrupted. I did that for nothing. I was getting ready for the thunderclap.
So with everybody else.
Skeleton's gonna turn around, sheathe the two swords, gonna try to pick you up, Jing, take the dagger again, and gonna try to jam it into you. Roll a dex check to try avoid getting grappled.
So, my hammer swing
Bro,
didn't damage the dagger.
How about yes? How about I just fall into his arms willingly?
Apparently. Jing's like, hold me.
That one, don't even bother.
Jing's just like, bear hugging contest? Bear hugging contest.
You take 3 damage. And it's just going to stand there. It sheathes it again and pulls out the same two, the fire and the spectral blade again. Elizabeth, you're up. This actually doesn't trigger Hellish Rebuke.
It's not an attack.
No. It's just its form of hugging, apparently.
He likes you, Jing. He really likes Elizabeth, though. He tried to hug her twice.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a third time. But as a bonus action, I'm gonna use Second Wind. So I'll get some HP back.
Yeah.
It was 30.
And funny thing, if you attack it from behind, you still don't get advantage for some reason.
His eyes growing out of the back of his skull. He's got spectral eye sockets on the back of his head.
And it misses.
Yep. Jing, you're up. You just got dropped ever having a blood dagger stabbed in your side.
I'm short. Since I'm behind the stairs, do I get covered?
Yeah, and it doesn't move.
Oh, so
What about the coffin?
The lid gets slightly pushed. Not much.
Use my bonus action.
All right, so that your turn?
Yep.
Giovanna, you're up.
Wait, since I'm in a sarcophagus, do I take thunder damage?
No, actually. You don't feel anything. The lid jostles slightly, but you don't hear anything. It's just you and the sword.
what would I have to roll to try and grab the skeleton itself and try to
Grapple.
remove one of his arms?
Grapple and then just raw strength.
So that'd be athletics and then raw strength.
Yeah. Versus its dex.
Come here, you slippery little shit.
Nope. Ha!
It's a very clumsy
fair.
dance between you two.
Oh my god.
I love
That was
this.
so
This is
close.
so good. This
That
is
could
so
only have been a
stupid.
1.
Oh my God.
You're up. Or is that your turn?
That's my turn. I'm not gonna move away from him.
All right. Rainer, what do you want to try to do?
I want to successfully disarm this man.
I'm gonna tell the sword, well, we can talk later. I need to help my friends. Or colleagues, whatever the hell they are. And I try to open the lid.
Roll a strength check. With advantage for some reason.
Oh, Rainer, the sword's gonna help you.
Actually, as you see, oh, let me help you with that. As the wrapping around the hilt seems to almost undo and it coils up, and like a shot, it just slams into the coffin lid. And to you three, the lid just like shoots into the air and embeds in the ceiling.
Is the hilt in the lid?
No,
Okay. That's what I'm like, damn.
though, Rainer,
Yes.
it then wraps around your wrist.
Oh my god, is this a grass sword?
No, it just wraps around your wrist and forces your hand to grip the hilt.
None of you guys have seen Adventure
Do
Time,
it.
have you?
Kill him.
Nope.
Damn.
I've seen a little.
Okay.
Let's hope
I
you have
assume I can
proficiency.
move.
Now get the hell out the coffin.
You can expend half your movement speed to get out of the coffin, yeah.
And then still have 20. I use my
Box it in,
action
yeah.
to... I can still unarmed strike, right? That's a bonus action, I think. It's been a while.
What type of sword is it?
There's a reason he left that in there.
The skeleton actually looks back and is kind of... It legitimately looks scared of the sword in your hand, Rainer.
Shove that
Is
shit
it
in.
technically... Is it a straight sword? Or a short sword?
It's a long sword.
Damn, I don't have proficiency in that.
Actually, it feels really light. And it feels like you've used this before somehow. You have proficiency with it. Somehow.
Okay, but I used my action to push the thing open.
Well, actually, no, it did.
Oh, the
You didn't
sword...
use your action.
Okay, so I guess I'll put my quarterstaff behind my back and try to use this sword.
Roll an attack with advantage.
Shiv
Guess a
him.
d20.
Yeah. Roll. Okay, roll d20 and I'll tell you. Oh my
Oh
god.
my fucking... What would that have added? Doesn't matter, it misses. Oh my fucking god.
Let's see. Would have added
Adds a 42.
2 plus. Since you can switch out decks, it would have added 7. But yeah, no, it still would have missed. Jesus.
I got 2 freaking 2s.
Rainer, just hold the sword out, and then on my next turn, I'll try and kick his ass into it.
I've never trained with swords
And you actually hear
before.
the sword in your head. No, like this. And it. Suddenly, Rainer, you're not in control of your body.
Ugh!
As none of you others notice it, but Rainer's eyes go completely black as he swings again twice. Somehow.
The usage of that word. It's like the fourth
Somehow it's really pissing me off right now.
So do I swing again, or is that you? Wow! Natural 20.
You hit both times. Congratulations.
18 hits?
Yeah, his armor class is 18.
19 hits.
That's what I thought. So the natural 27 gets the freaking double damage, whatever the hell this sword actually does. So 22?
No, that's the 7. That's the 19.
Oh my god. What damage type is this? Or I'm blacked out, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Right, because I am officially... You officially made me a Craven Edge.
No, not Craven Edge. This one, you'll find out afterwards, but you wake up with the sword embedded in the thing's head.
Holy shit!
Okay, you can stop showing off now.
I didn't do that. The sword did.
As the sword gets pulled out, it puts both back in and draws the very bottom middle, pulls it out, and it's this pure white blade. It's going to swing at you, Rainer.
Good job. You pissed him off.
That's a very appropriately timed music in the background there.
My bad. That's just something else, but
It worked, though.
no, I know.
Right?
Da-da-da-da.
I'm assuming a 15 doesn't hit you.
Oh, I have a 20 armor class.
Good point.
So no.
Anything short of bullshit cannot hit me.
Good point. Well, except spells, but that's a different story.
Not until level 7. Till level 7.
Rainer, you remember that time you got in a duel in my campaign and you got one-shotted immediately?
You mean the thing that happened 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Elizabeth, you're up.
I'll go for an attack again. Wait, I have 15, don't I?
Hmm?
Now she remembers she can cast one of the most powerful spells in the whole game.
Doesn't actually hit.
Thought his armor class was 18.
19.
Yeah, that's
Also
what I had.
referred to as everything slightly under bullshit.
So you miss. It's going to take its legendary action on the end of your turn to try and hit Rainer again. Doesn't hit. Jing, you're up.
She's gonna flip his dagger upside down and leverage and suplex the shit out of this guy.
Come again.
Using the dagger, he's gonna like jab it in between some of the bones and then suplex the shit out of the guy.
All right. First, roll an attack to see if you can jam the dagger in.
Nope.
You can still try to do the suplex. You'll just have a higher DC.
Suplex City, bitch. Nope.
Against a dex of 11. Yeah, no. Devona, you're up. You got to notice that you're right at kneecap level with this thing. Because it's on staircase, remember.
I know. That swing, though. You know what? I'm going to use my action to cast Protection from Good and Evil on Rainer to protect him from undead.
I thought it's just to protect you from evil or good.
I'm checking.
I have to pick against a certain type of creature. Oh wait, no, that's touch range, so I can't do that.
Until the spell and you can try moving around.
Nah, I'd rather just try and grab him again.
All right.
Everybody jump on him.
I want to be like that school bully that just yanks their legs out from under him and you see him tumble down the stairs.
All right. Roll a strength check.
Oh, I was gonna do athletics.
That works too. It's strength.
That it is. That last strength check though.
Natural one.
And
It's
he
using
kills
one of its
himself
legendary
falling
actions
down
to
the
succeed.
stairs.
It uses the second legendary action to succeed.
Shenanigans.
Though the problem is now it has no more legendary actions for this round.
Nice.
Why is it?
Oh, it's almost his turn again. Oh, wow.
It gets 3 every turn, I think. That's how the
Yeah.
rule works.
I thought the rule was 3 per day.
That's resistances. Legendary resistances recharge with the day. Actions.
Oh yeah, no, I use resistance, not action. So it still has 2, but Rainer, you're up.
I'm still gonna if he's still breathing when I get to my next turn, he's still falling down them fucking stairs.
Question: does the magic covering from the sword let me use it as a monk weapon, hence allowing me to do Fury of Blows after hitting with it?
You can certainly try.
Okay. That's gonna require me doing this one-handed, but okay. Hold on. So this is gonna be.
Roll an attack plus 7.
Oh, so it uses my dex.
Yeah, it's got the finesse quality.
Longswords have versatility.
Yeah.
Misses,
So
but
close. Okay, I'm going to attempt to Fury of Blows.
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, they're sitting right there on my desk.
Hits,
All right.
hits. Roll damage on both.
Okay.
He cannot
All
make
right.
he cannot make a reaction until the end of my turn. Next turn.
What did I miss?
I think that'll help.
That might help me put him down the stairs. I'm telling you, I'm going to trip him.
It's gonna
I already
strike out.
attempted to.
It's gonna whip around and try to strike you again, Elizabeth, for 2 times.
Oh, I thought it'd be mad at me for trying to trip him. He'd be like, "You short little shit!" Kick me in the face.
Does a 20 hit you?
Yeah, just a 20.
Wait, was he attacking me or Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
Ah.
8 points of slashing.
Uh,
2 points of radiant.
That's what it's trying to use right now.
Oh, me and my dumb bro, I don't take necrotic or radiant damage full.
Yeah,
I
no.
take it half.
It's not hitting you though.
No, earlier it hit me with necrotic though.
Yeah, and did you take half of it?
No, I wasn't paying no attention.
Okay, so I think you gain 1 hit point back.
Hey, I got a
Congrats.
solid 15.
All right. Elizabeth, you're up.
let's go one more time with
That hits.
Oh, 3 away from being
And at the end of your turn, it's going to use its legendary action to use the wind step again and walk up here.
He's like, man, fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
Wait, he's using it as an action?
It's using one of its legendary actions.
Okay. I don't... Fine.
He really doesn't want to go down those stairs.
Just did.
No, I mean like
Walking is
forcibly
for
go down those
plebs.
stairs.
Yeah, no, it's...
He doesn't want to do a barrel roll down those stairs. All right.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Well, you mustn't worry me. Nothing mind you, darling.
Hi.
Yeah, Jing, make him blow one of them reactions.
Take 6 damage.
Did. Ravona, you're up.
What the hell?
No.
Run away!
Ravona's Kool-Aid Manning through part of the tomb room.
Just, oh yeah, launches herself through one of the walls.
That would be reverse Kool-Aid Manning it, actually.
Instead of, oh yeah, she just yells out, hell no.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I am going to do my best to suplex this motherfucker.
This is what you guys are suplexing.
I'm trying to get him prone for you so that you'll actually hit with that sword.
Batista palm that nigga. Boom.
All right, roll athletics.
That's pretty good.
Fight me.
Yeah.
It is knocked prone. Rainer,
It's your turn. Come finish him off. Off with his head.
All right, buddy. Let's end this with a bang. Do I get advantage on this?
yeah, it's prone.
Oh my fucking god! Thank God I have advantage.
Yeah,
Fucking idiot. That's
roll
much better.
1d6. If you're are you one-handing or two-handing?
I'm one-handing since I was able to do my martial arts.
1d6.
Do I get any pluses to that?
Let me see from when I rolled.
Oh, my poor dear, broken-hearted girl. Am I? What's the matter?
+1.
The Wilcoxes again. They've taken a flat across the street.
Nice.
How do you want to do this?
Oh my god!
It had 5.
Don't ruin this moment for me. It's the first time I think I've killed the enemy.
There's nothing to be
I run down the stairs holding my new...
The very moment you feel the oblation, the sword says kill steal, and then no, you actually get this one.
I rush down the stairs holding my new, potentially new best friend's sword, and I can, for flavor, can I say I hit him multiple times?
Yeah,
I sweep his leg. Wait, no.
he's already prone.
Whatever.
Better not.
I jump up in the air and stab it right into his skull.
And the skull just caves in as the body goes limp, burns away, and it catches fire. The fire goes from green to this dark black as the sword just drinks it up. leaving behind the hilts and remnants of the armor.
I pick up the hilts.
Dervona scoops up the armor.
Now I'll just take a seat.
She's just like, fuck this shit. He stabbed me. I'm gonna need a minute.
Rainer, you hear a voice in your head. Would you mind getting my sheath?
Oh, okay. Which one is it? I look down.
There are no sheaths.
Oh, is it back in the cave or the coffin?
Where do you think you left it?
Was that his response or your response?
That's your response. He just asked for you to get his sheath back.
All right, I go check the coffin.
Sure enough, there is a sheath.
I pick it up. I sheath him. By the way, do you have a name?
No.
Would you like one?
No.
All right, then.
Oh.
At least not yet. Anyways, I'm tired. Let's sleep. And roll a Constitution save.
Oh my god, is he knocking me out with him?
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
You resist the
sure.
urge to pass out on the spot.
Wow, that's a 4 is all I needed for that. I assume that means the cloth is no longer attached to my arm.
The cloth does unravel, but there is now a... Which hand did you unsheath it with first, the right or the left?
Well, technically, I didn't unsheath it. You mean sheath?
Which hand would have been closest to it? Rather, roll a d20. I'll tell you what happens with the result. There's a small symbol on your left wrist. It's gold.
Why am I getting all the tattoos?
That's not true. Elizabeth has one.
I'm thinking of your campaign. Oh,
No,
wait, no,
not-
this is that when it happened. I'm confusing.
Anyways, you got the torches returned their original red. As from what Dervona, since you're closest to it and you're like examining the armor, you see this sort of blue spectral figure rise from where the body was.
I'm standing right in front of him.
You see it too.
Oh, goody.
Oh shit. That's it. Great.
It looks like it was the original, and it still has. The person still has like the hilts embedded, but it looks like it's embedded in armor now instead of actual like body. Rainer, it looks over to you, and then just bows its head before dissipating.
Huh, so these go on the armor.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
That other way did look painful as hell, though.
I was so anxious to protect Helen.
I'm putting... What kind of... It's a long sword, right?
It's essentially a katana.
Yes! I'm putting this on my... on my side, fucking, like a badass.
Like from the hip or on
he's
your
gonna
back?
put that
The
on
hip.
his.
My back has both my quarterstaffs on it.
He's gonna
Okay.
put it on his side, attached to his hair sash.
Yes!
The sword might have a problem with that, but
He's asleep. He can argue about it later.
anyways, you guys want to try to search the room for stuff?
I'm busy trying to figure out how to attach these to my armor.
Oh,
That's
shit.
gonna take the whole night.
All right, I'll put them in my bag and I'll figure it out later.
Elizabeth, you need a couple of minutes. Dervona, after searching around for a while, you find sort of swirled away in the corners, there are several different there are like several small like false tiles. Rainer, you find these too, but there's like several false tiles that have like little sort of chests in them.
Yes, Charles, my older son.
You find
What's in-
3 chests like this.
Charles and Dolly,
Are they locked?
his wife.
You can check.
I'm gonna try and open one.
You hear this as whatever lock was there has disintegrated with age.
She's very pretty.
Well, what's inside?
Her father and Charles belong to the same
A bunch of
family.
trinkets.
To go.
Like
I'm gonna
just
take all.
random items.
And Rainer's eyes light up.
Yeah, it's like the moment
I
you open
opened-
the chest, Rainer just like appears over your shoulder suddenly. Even though he was on the other side of the room.
Okay.
Dervona looks at him. Go open your chest first, and we'll see if we can trade. And closes.
I
the
open
chest.
my chest.
Looks like a bunch of scrolls.
Ooh, I take the magic detecty orb.
They're all magic.
Elizabeth, why don't you open the 3rd chest, see what's in there?
I should like to see it.
Fine. I open it up.
Want to open something?
Find a bunch of skulls.
Perfect for her.
Right?
Is it magic?
Do you hold the identification orb?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Magic skulls.
I'll pick one up.
Next Thursday, welcome to the place. I should
It's
send
a
my
skull.
to my friends. They're very keen.
Ooh, spooky.
We're gonna have to rest for me to use my identification spell to identify any of this shit.
To be or not to be?
Alas, poor Yorick. Fuck him.
Rainer, what are you trying to look at?
Oh no, that was
That was his investigation to find the chest.
yeah.
You find one last chest.
Oh, I thought my 18 added one to the one she found. Okay.
Oh, never mind. If you want to try to find one more, you can. I thought that was a recent roll.
What do you think?
I'll
Fuck it.
give it a shot since you freaking told me.
It's around here somewhere.
You find a
Look,
4th
look.
chest. It's actually underneath the coffin.
Ooh,
Who's gonna move that fucking coffin?
I will.
Got
Ronnie, that's for sure.
got a book in it.
I put the
Meanwhile-
magic detecting orb against the book.
It is magic.
Yes, everything here is magic, but we can't identify them until somebody takes a fucking nap.
Well, let's go meet up with Lucy before we. Well, this is a secure place. We could probably camp for the night here.
That is true.
I'm gonna go get Lucy and V. And I go off to get them.
Where's the?
Before
where's
he
the
I leave
Before-
the chest with Jing. With the
before he
scrolls.
leaves, I'm gonna grab the orb from him and check on the trinkets just to make sure.
They are all magic.
So
What are they made
much
out of?
Shit. Too bad we have to give all of them to the robot people
Wood,
until they decide.
metal, stone, of varying materials.
She's
One's
gonna
made of
pocket the
glass.
metal ones.
I like you so much.
Oh, Elizabeth disappeared.
Right. All right, guys, give me a second because I have to go change a child.
We're actually going to take a short break here, about 10 minutes.
Perfect.
I intended to take several things ahead.
Thank you. Hopefully
You
I can
guys,
keep
to
this
give you
short.
guys, he was one of the named enemies.
Oh, really? What was his name?
Sir fuck around? Sir
No.
fuckle?
He really didn't have a name. He was actually just known as the Warlord.
Mini
And
boss.
he was going to be
Eric.
one of the Lich's lieutenants.
Eric,
If we
the
hadn't
Lich-
gone to the freaking metal tribe at this exact time.
Yeah, no, if you hadn't done that, you would have found him. To
Fought
give
against
you an
him later.
essence, he was just recently woken, so he was about quarter of what he could actually do.
Oh, fuck.
And to give you guys reference, that Lich is what the end game of this little campaign is.
right?
At least this arc.
Wait, so that wasn't the Lich we...
No, this is a completely different Lich.
What is it with this world and Liches?
Let's sit with this world and magic portals and weird stuff.
Witches are bitches.
All I
Anyways,
know is you can eat.
Anyways, guys, we'll meet back up at around 9.
Brian, before you go anywhere, I have a question.
Yeah?
Have you read any of the Magnus Chase books?
No.
You should.
I've seen snippets and quotes from it.
You should read them. They're hilarious, and the story that you just gave him reminds me of the one from that.
Anyways, see you guys in 10.
You watching the new Critical Role?
Yup.
I've only watched episode 1. I'm just glad that I can start from like the beginning of a new Critical Role because kind of lost interest in the last one just before they fight Vecna.
I skipped nearly the entire beginning. Couldn't get bothered to watch from the beginning.
I did. I watched it to like episode 102 from the beginning. I like their old introduction though, like how it tells their background and everything. They had pictures before they blurring them out. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Wake me up before you go. Jesus. Yeah, but Necro, I was looking through my character vault and I found Angela. I remember the first time everybody met Angela. She whooped that one dude's ass without lifting. Whatever happened to him? Why did he quit again?
Who?
The wizard guy. The
He said
murder
that-
hobo. The guy that just kept wanting to go kill things.
He said something about that he couldn't get attached to the story or something. That he lost interest.
I don't know, but that last boss was bullshit.
Who did the most damage to it?
Not gonna lie, after me, I think it was pretty much it was a tie between probably Rainer. Cause I kept hitting it with Hellish Rebuke and getting pretty decent high numbers with that.
You mean 8? All of it have been 8.
Let's see.
Yeah, they're all been 8s. You only had 2.
I'm back.
I hit it with a Thunder Wave. I hit it with a Hellish Rebuke that hit it for 18.
For 18.
A Hellish Rebuke that hit it with an 8.
So then the 18 went to 11 or something.
Yeah, the 18 got cut in half.
That was the F. The 14, the first Hellish Rebuke I hit with was a 22. It got cut in half to an 11. And then the second Hellish Rebuke automatically got dispersed, even though I didn't roll it because the sword I touched ate the flames. I really should have been a scourge Ashmere like my sister. I think I'd rather have that aura of destruction rather than the ability to. You might want to read that. Welcome back, everybody. Just get it over with and kill me. I just wanted to show you I can talk. Go tell him. You had to go. Why do you hate so much? We're always trying to tell everybody about it. What I have. Crazy. I don't believe it. Shut up. Grandpa. Grandpa and I. Good English and me. Proper grammar.
What the fuck are you watching? Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
What if I moved to another country? Never saw me again. I like it now. I'm glad I can't really make out what they're saying because that sounds like Critical Role.
No, it's Mr. Pickles.
Before I die, tell me, how are you able to talk? Why are you able? Huh? This grandpa is wanted in the murder of Merle Publican. What? Hey, Anthony.
I think he's still changing his kid.
Need to tell his wife that we're level 4.
I think she's still at work.
Yeah, she's got that app that I have, the 5th edition character creator that she sent pictures to the chat with, but she's only got herself at level 1.
Well, depending on how the rest of this night goes, it might be level 5. We just killed a mini boss.
Yeah, I was about to I was going to do a lot of EXP at the end of all this.
Yeah, we can wait till the end. Unless you have another encounter planned.
No.
Mm. Her name is Shadow Snake. She's a ranger.
For the sake of sanity, so that we can all start at dead even, each you get enough EXP to just hit level 5.
Anthony's not back yet.
Good to know. Level 5's like 6,700, right?
6,500.
Out of curiosity, how much XP was that guy anyway?
I can give you his challenge rating, which I had written down. At half strength, he was challenge rating 12.
Okay.
You guys just bodied him before he could actually get off anything impressive.
Besides stabbing me in the stomach like 3 times.
I'm gonna roll for my hit die.
Just do the average, man. That's the easiest.
The average would give me a 6.
Average challenge rating for 12 is 8,400 XP.
You got one above.
What was that? Which would put everybody getting like 2,100 XP apiece.
And we were at 3,000, so we would be about 1,000 shy if we hadn't decided to do this. Oh, that's not including quest XP for completing this shit. But whatever. We're evening out at, so she comes in fresh. So Toki, you're a bard and a warlock?
Yes.
I thought you switched purely to warlock. I didn't realize you multi-classed.
No, when I started, when we started this late on the island, I switched from necromancer to bard because
he was relying on one spell. Then when you guys were in the graveyard and you each found those weird cards,
he gave me fighter.
Jing rolled one that gave him a random class of my choice, and I allowed him to change it to warlock later on.
Yeah, because I didn't really want to be a fighter because I'm trying to concentrate on spell slinging.
So keep in mind, if any of you managed to, and Raynor, just for mention, the deck you have, the deck of the Fated, has the same card that turns you into a woman.
God, I figured that. I figured it also has a freaking... every card that we've run into has the same freaking card.
Well, so far you've only ran into one magic deck.
No, I meant like all the cards that we pulled at the graveyard seem to have all come from the same deck.
Yeah, they did.
This is a very interesting magic sword. Yay, our proficiency went up. And extra attack. And I got stunning strike.
Yeah, here's what I wrote for it. A sword forged from a black metal, runes of an ancient language written in gold can be seen along the can be seen at the base of the blade. The blade itself is of unusual design, and the edge seems to be unnaturally, almost magically sharp at all times. The hilt is wrapped in a black and gold material that feels smooth, yet always finds purchase in the hands of its wielder. The blade seems to always remain cool, and even seems to cool any embers that it may be put upon. The voice of a male will speak to the wielder when held, asking them what they intend to use the blade for, though at first it just wanted to say hi.
All right.
Oh, and ain't that just scrumptious?
Oh yeah, Anthony, we all hit level 5.
So I go around and start reading all these runes that are carved into the walls and stuff.
There were no runes carved into the walls. There were torches in
You
the
said
walls.
where was the stuff that was written in
That
that
was back at
lost
the
language?
entrance and on the ropes.
Oh yeah. I guess we are counting that I brought V and Lucy back in.
Yes, you did make the journey up and get her back in.
So do you have things in memory of him? I don't know if you wear like a necklace or a bracelet, like an ankle or something in memory of him. Oh yeah, exactly. He showed me an anchor keychain. He showed me everything anchor.
So what now?
What are we doing?
Resting, I'm assuming.
What time is it?
Long.
Well, while we rest and wait for whatever comes next, Rainer, have you checked your character sheet yet? On the other one?
The other campaign? No, I haven't checked it yet. Oh, but Anthony, we leveled, so roll your hit die or take the medium. Gonna be nice and even next week.
Yeah, so what should I give? Necro, your persona gave you a 30 in Dex and Charisma.
The fuck?
Well, I mean,
The other campaign.
yeah, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna confuse people if we start talking about the other one while we're here. Woo!
What can I say? I'm trying to tank.
You are succeeding, sir.
Not really. I'm only at 49 max HP.
Really?
She's only six above me.
I just broke 30.
Yeah, I'm the one that
all
almost
the new
died that
spells I get.
Wait, how much is everybody here right now? Their maximum?
What?
Mine's 43.
Anyways, what I was going to say is, Rainer, your persona gave you a 30 in wisdom and intelligence.
Whoa!
I feel like I just heard some anime character get punched in the gut way too hard.
Pretty much. Also, my max is 31.
What did you expect from Merlin, by the way?
Wasn't he a womanizer?
It depends on what legend you're going on.
No, we're going with crazy ass old guy in the woods, Merlin.
So
I'm
Scottish
sitting
reference.
sitting here, these swords.
All right, back to the
What's this
campaign.
improved dark vision?
It really was not that well planned out.
What's up?
Improved dark vision?
Yeah, that's what is it? Warlocks on level 2 get two things from their deity. They get like one could be the little witch bolt thing can grapple people. Prove witch bolt. Witch bolt goes to 300 feet. Hide in darkness at like level 4. I chose improved dark vision and true reading, which is I can read any written language. And I have improved dark vision of up to 120 feet. And I can even see in magical darkness.
Is this a homebrew warlock class or?
No, the old one, warlock.
What sub did you pick?
Old one.
Great old one.
And what level are you in that as a warlock? 2?
Yeah. At level 1, you get
Awakened mind.
Yeah, which allows you to communicate with everybody telepathically, no matter what language they speak.
At level 2, you get Eldritch Invocations.
Yes,
Yeah,
and one of the Eldritch invocations is improved dark vision.
Invocation means spell, meaning it's not something that's permanent. A boon is a permanent.
No, actually I see it. Devil's
If the Eldritch
Sight.
Invocation has prerequisites, you must meet them to learn it. You can learn the invocation at the same time you meet the prerequisite.
Yeah, Devil's Sight. You can normally, if you can see normally in darkness, both magical and normal, to a distance of 120 feet. It's not dark vision, it's normal vision. But basically acts like dark vision.
I'm just,
I will.
just so you know, bro, I'm just trying not to interrupt your current conversation right now.
No, I know, and I see it. Let's
Sorry.
see. No, I'm trying to look because I know it's around here somewhere.
I'm reading the spell, but it also says that the DM might allow other things. It's like I'm a dwarf, man. I'm short. I wouldn't be able to get on most of those.
With Find Steed, I've seen some people do some weird stuff.
My point is, it says it's up to you what I can summon. That's why I'm asking. Because, I mean, I'm short. I don't need a full-size horse.
A donkey, a pony.
I could do those. The best part is, whatever I summon can be either celestial, fey, or fiend, and it's my choice.
Yeah, I'm assuming you took Devil's Sight.
Yeah. It's the one that lets me see 120 feet in darkness.
It lets you see in darkness because you have dark vision. Does that count?
I already have dark vision as a Ashmere anyway.
That's what I'm saying. The way that you typed that was weird. It's not technically improved dark vision.
That's just how it pops up in my app. I can tell you what it says in just a second. Let me restore my settings.
You can see normally in darkness, you can see up to 120 feet in magical and normal darkness. That's essentially what it says. Though it's also called Devil's Sight, so I'm thinking that might be something the Fiend gives and not the Great Old Ones.
Technically, it doesn't really specify what's on under what pack.
Which it
Okay,
really
we
should,
got
but
we got potent cantrip, magic armor expert, talk with animals, sweet talker, improved dark vision, detect magic expert, extended cantrip, true reading, false life expert, see through another, disguise self expert, silent image expert, forceful bane, grasping eldritch blast, and lancing eldritch blast.
what are you looking at?
It's the invocations.
Yeah.
True reading gives you can read any language. Improved dark vision is you can see 120 feet even in magical darkness.
Is that from a different source? It might be from outside the thing.
It just says magical darkness. Like, this is worded really generally, which kind of pisses me off. So, since those are kind of overpowered, given what I usually do, I'm going to amend them slightly.
Jing, does it state a source? Like Elemental Evil or the Compendium?
It's from the Player's Handbook.
I'm
That's
looking
that
at the
OG shit.
invocations, which is why I'm getting confused.
Let me see.
Page 111 for Devil's Sight. And then Eyes of the Runekeeper are on the next page.
Okay.
I just know the app that I have, it pulls from all the materials. I even have the turtle on my thing. I can create a turtle. It's called 5th edition character sheet. It's the thing that she shows you in the chat to show her class and stuff. It's literally one of the best things. It gets everything, but you can't add spells to it. It's kind of weird. That's why I have a separate app for spell book.
I actually looked something up, and I found a pretty interesting homebrew. Jing, add to the invocations Curse of the Gamble. I'm not telling you what it does, but for now, just keep it, and when it actually triggers, I'll tell you what it does. I also think this kind of fits considering both your origins and what path you're going down, so.
Curse of the Gamble. It's Warlock?
Yeah, it's under Warlock. It's an invocation.
Okay. I guess I'm not going to put anything in the source until I'm told what it does.
Yeah, pretty much. Just don't put anything in it. Anyways, you guys have a full night's rest. Rainu, the sword actually doesn't talk to you, but you do attune to it.
Oh, it's attunable.
What
It's
about
attunement
my
required. Remember, magic.
Oh,
How the hell did I use it before?
It
forced attune to you.
Yeah, it force attuned. You just fully attuned this time.
Should I bother to add a long sword to my inventory?
No, it weighs nothing while it's on you.
No, I meant to my
Yeah, just add it in there, and I'll fill in the details later on my own.
So, is there anything? What's wrong with these skulls, pretty much?
Brian,
Yeah.
did you see the question I sent you, and is it a yes or a no?
You'll have to find out.
Oh, don't say that. You're going to make me summon it down here.
I've
And I know what
unlearned.
that spell is. I've had to watch other people use it before.
I've unlearned learn identify, and I start identifying stuff.
Is that a ritual?
Yeah. So
Over
as long
time,
as I
you
take
learn most of the enchantments are just for preservation.
oh, so all the scrolls are just being preserved by their enchantments.
Pretty much. Same as Rainer's book.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the book.
What's the book say on? What's the cover say?
There's nothing on the cover, just the runes for the preservation enchantment.
I open the front cover.
Nothing.
It's blank.
I flipped through the entire book.
Blank, 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 blank. It's just all blank for you.
I got an idea. Let me hold the book. I look at the
I
book.
Usually,
give
like,
him the book.
pages and pages of text.
I hold up my wrist. Key. Best diary ever. I'll read the first
What?
page.
Problem is, you can't read it.
What's it?
It's
It's in that weird language.
yeah.
Ask the sword to read it to you. The sword's old enough.
Hold on. I have an idea. While I'm holding it, I face the book towards Jing. Do you see anything?
You still see nothing, Shing.
Damn it!
Like I said, have the sword read it to you.
He seems to be still asleep.
Eh?
Was that the sword?
Yeah. Like you mentioning it, it's like, what?
Oh, hello. Did you have a nice sleep?
Yeah. Why didn't you sleep with me?
Because I had to go
That
do
sounded
stuff
weird.
and
You guys can't hear it. No, wait. Actually, you can. The sword just speaks. Like, it isn't telepathic. It literally... It's kind of weird for you three because... Like, Rainer's just holding the sword, and at first you think it's just going to talk to him telepathically. Like, suddenly you just hear this voice coming from the sword.
Is this from that one anime?
No, this was... There's a guide for making sentient items, and when I rolled for communication, I just got the one that it vocalizes.
Nice.
Because it has three options. It communicates through emotion, it communicates verbally, or communicates telepathically.
Can you read this? I show him the book.
I can't see.
Oh. Wow, what is that like?
Kind of weird. I try not to think about it too much, honestly.
Oh,
Though you're making me think about it now, and it's kind of depressing.
sorry.
No problem.
Quick question.
You depressed the
Do you
sword.
know what the language of the person that you were in the sarcophagus spoke?
I don't know. He wasn't even my original wielder. He just killed my wielder. And then claimed the sword and never used me. Which kind of pissed me off.
Why didn't he use you?
Probably because I killed his wife. Or at least my wielder did. I think. I've killed a lot of people in the past. And it's been a while. Are you going to use me to kill people?
What the fuck? What was that?
Yes.
And there isn't... Yeah, it's like the sword's just... It's not even staring because there isn't an eye. It's just like you're just looking at the sword.
Well, I'd like to use you, but I've never used a sword before.
That's okay. I can teach you. That's
but-
why I was trying to get you to go to sleep.
Well,
I sort of teach any wielder how to use me right.
that's weird.
Oh yeah, want to see something cool?
Sure,
Put your other hand on me.
I do so.
And on the hilt, not the blade.
I put my
You
right
think
hand on the
that's
hilt.
kind of obvious, but I've had some weird wielders in the past. The moment you do, the blade extends a good 8 inches. It feels slightly heavier.
Wait, so from switching hands, it grows?
Essentially.
Wow.
I know.
How tall is it? Long is it now?
Almost as... It's about 4 feet 6 inches. Before it was a little less than 4 feet, around 3 feet 7.5 inches.
You see, the problem with using a sword is I fight with my fists a lot, and I've always used like a quarterstaff that kind of helps me move with it. You get what I'm saying?
I can do that, but like I said, I'll explain the next time you go to bed.
Okay.
Are you going to use me to fight now?
There's no one to fight right now.
Then put me back in the sheath. I want to go to bed.
Okay. Good night. I put him
All
away.
right.
The world's laziest
I have
sword.
so much talking shit.
And at that point, you hear the rock sing out in your pocket. I like him.
What was that?
Nothing.
Go ahead. Tell them. They'll never believe you.
I
Okay.
can hear you, dickhead.
I pull out the rock.
It says nothing.
This rock is alive.
You don't pull out a rock. You
Why?
pull out a speck of dust.
I go back in to pull the rock.
There is no rock.
Wait a minute. Hold on one goddamn second. I have been carrying this thing for in-game months, or maybe even a year
I
at this
touched
point.
the speck of dust.
It's a speck of dust. It's not a speck of dust.
Ah,
It's something you got
sneaky
no goddamn
fucker.
idea. You have no idea what it is, but it's not a mimic.
But what spell is affecting it?
Well, when I met him, he was the size of a table.
You're not sure.
You can stop hiding now. I know you're not a speck of dust.
Nothing.
All right, fine. Be stubborn.
He told me to eat you guys if I told you anything. I put him back in the pocket.
Well, you technically didn't say anything. He did. He's just being extra loud.
DM, could he have heard his
You
talking?
couldn't have heard whispering. You could have heard, like, the I like him would have just been an out loud comment.
All right. What about tell them they'll never believe you? Was that a whisper?
Yeah, that was a whisper.
I put the speck of dust back in my pocket.
It grows back to the same weight of a rock.
I quickly pull out the rock.
It goes back to the speck of dust before you even get it out.
Motherfucker. Put it back, and that's it for that.
It grows back to the rock. You guys go back up topside?
No, we're staying the night in here, aren't we?
You did stay the night.
Oh, then what about my sword thingies?
The armor and the skulls need to be identified.
So the hilts, apparently they're tied to specific individuals. You know what they are? Their actual name is known as the Ninefold Path.
Fuck you.
Problem is, it would take close to a year to attune to them all, essentially.
Wow.
Keep in
they're all
mind,
separate?
this is a legendary class magical item. And it also has a class restriction of monk.
Give me one
What?
second.
It has a class restriction of monk or warrior or fighter. I mean,
It would take a year to attune to them, though.
to all of them. You could attune to one in about a month, maybe a month and a half.
But here's my question: do they take one slot?
No, collectively they all take one slot.
You just have to.
It's just each one is an individual. Each one individually is nearly a legendary class rare magical item in its own.
Okay, so it takes that long to. It's basically getting a giant computer and learning the ins and out of it.
Pretty much.
I tossed him.
I can't wear armor, so
Well, no, you can still stab those into your own body.
I don't wanna. I got a nice sword that doesn't want to impale me.
Technically, I'm wearing an Iron Maiden, aren't I?
You could use. Well, Elizabeth could use them too.
That's what I'm saying.
I tossed her a sword to it over the month.
Which one of the 9 do you throw her?
Just a random one.
Elizabeth, you catch this purplish black hilt. There's about an inch of the blade attached. You've got, but beyond that, there's no blade.
This actually sounds like a cool thing to use with like a samurai class.
I am a samurai.
Become like Killer Bee. That would be fucking awesome.
That's what I was thinking the first time he came out.
Here's my question: does the armor go with the swords?
I don't know. You guys can check.
You gotta identify. I thought that's what it meant.
So
Keep in mind, you didn't have a
his
chest
armor.
plate. You had a helmet, parts of arms, and some of the pelvis.
So Elizabeth, you want to stab 9 swords in your body?
Let's try the first one.
You,
As I pres- Go on.
Where do you stick it in?
I guess I do it on my left shoulder.
You jam it into the left shoulder, and you don't even really feel pain as you feel the hilt sort of fasten in. The weirdest thing is you can move your shoulder freely without the blade actually moving.
Can I pull it out?
Yeah, but it's still just the hilt and the small portion of blade. You look at your shoulder and you notice the wound where you put it in isn't closing up. Or rather, the indent isn't like healing.
Oh, like a pin cushion.
Stick it back in.
All right. You now have you're now attuning to the first of the 9. If we ever do a time skip, you'll be able to fully attune to this in one go.
I hate to bring this up, but once we check the other site, we gotta clear this with the robot people before we can actually take any of this shit.
We don't have to tell them all that we found.
It'll be kind of obvious that there's a hilt stuck in one of them.
Ooh, check the
Not
skulls.
if she puts the hilt into the while we're there.
Yeah, but the hole's still gonna be there.
So she got attacked and got something stabbed through her armor. Congratulations, it happens all the time.
I'm not lying. So if they ask me flat out,
No, you don't lie. You can't lie.
Wasn't I stabbed a couple of knives before? While we were fighting. Wasn't I stabbed with a couple of those knives?
You were stabbed with one of them, the blood dagger, and it specifically went to try and avoid hitting armor, and specifically went for where there was like a break, essentially. So it hit along one of the seams, and this was like right around your rib cage.
Was that not a tuning?
Because besides, if she don't like the swords anyway, we can still sell these sons of bitches.
What part of a deal to get an army do you guys not understand?
Anyways, so do you guys go back up?
What does Lucy think of all this?
I look Raynor dead. I look Raynor dead in his eyes, and I honestly tell him, I honestly don't care anything about these people. My sole goal is to get us back home where we need to be. If
The
somebody
sword at Raynor's side kicks out.
It's not going to be us.
Wait, my sword does what?
The sword kind of kicks out on its own, slightly from the sheath, just enough to talk. You do realize that if you don't have a full-sized army, you're probably going to get killed off, right?
Hey, whatever happens, happens, man.
True, but if you don't have everybody you can, like I said, you guys die. And I don't want him to die. Otherwise, I won't get actually used anymore. So, you know.
You broke up there. I couldn't hear you.
He wants to. The sword wants to be used, is what he said. Also, I'm really wondering what these skulls are that are magic.
Identifying them ties them somewhat to summoning, but none of you have any idea how to use them.
Everything was being preserved by...
Not these.
Well, use the ritual identify again.
Again, all you can really get is they're somewhat how connected to a summoning ritual. You got no idea how, but...
I have a thought, but it's too funny, so I'm not gonna say it.
What summoning ritual?
You don't know, just a summoning ritual. That's all the identify gives you. You're dealing with magic thousands of years old here. This stuff predates the Planar Wars, which essentially was the turn of age for this world.
So who's keeping these skulls?
I thought that'd be you.
All right, then.
Oh, if the metal men don't want it.
Empty the scroll chest into the bag of holding. I walk over to the trinkets and I start fiddling with the trinkets.
I forgot there were trinkets.
Roll a d20.
She tried to keep life as normal as possible for me, even though she was sick. I do miss my mom a lot, especially now that I'm graduating, going to college.
You pick up a small ball with hundreds of holes all along the surface. You pick it up and it starts shaking slightly. Roll a dexterity save.
Oh shit.
Do you understand that? She says I wouldn't have traded any of our moments together.
Where's my dexterity at?
Every time you say that, every time you think, know that her soul.
Yeah, boy.
Hundreds of these small spear-like needles shoot out of it. Two of them catch your fingers and nick them. It's like it doesn't hurt. It doesn't deal damage. It just hurts a bit. And the ball stands almost half a foot off the ground when the needles are fully extended. They slowly contract back inwards.
she'll always be
Well, that's fucking cute.
I want to see. I grab one.
Roll a d20.
just like getting the chills. I couldn't believe she knew that she had written me a letter because it's the one thing that I keep like.
You
close
pick
to
up.
and I always go to for
Let me
comfort.
look again.
Did you write
A small
something
box.
about your mom? I don't know if it was for a college paper or.
Ooh.
To break character, it's effectively a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, I'm good at these.
Amazingly beautiful tribute that
'Cause I
you wrote.
fixed one. I did one before
Who's gonna be
in
the
this
teacher
campaign.
or the nurse?
I attempt to solve the Rubik's Cube.
She says every breath that
Roll an
you
intelligence
take,
check.
her soul
Do I get advantage because I've done one of these already?
will always be a part of your life.
No.
As long as you're
Damn.
happy,
Come on, natural 20. No.
love and honor.
You have fun for a while, but you never get any closer to solving it.
Overwhelmed by all the information. That
I
was
would like to join in the fun. Can I pick up another trinket?
Sure, roll a d20.
hopefully it could bring peace to me and
You pick up what looks like a small bird.
Spirit did the most incredible.
Your fingers are just
Oscar Jr.
roaming over the surface. Then you click a button.
Letting us know
The bird
they are with us, living
shakes and almost like
I wanna thank you all again for
and sort of just like turns flying to fluttering to life and just starts flying around the room.
bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
I find you, Oscar.
Actually just flies around the room for a while before you hear a click and it just drops to the ground.
Well, that was fun. Should we go to the other site now?
Yeah, let's go. I put all the trinkets back in the box and I shoved the box into the bag of holding.
How many trinkets were there?
All right, so you guys head back up topside.
Yep.
All right. You exit. And that's where we'll end for tonight. Actually, wait. Roll perception.
Natural 20 and I still beat it. That's crazy.
Jing and Elizabeth, the moment you set foot outside, you realize something's off. It's then that a spear, a very familiar design, flies and embeds itself right in front of the ground to you four. Actually, six, now that I think about it. Numbers. It's then that you realize these are the same spears you ran away from when the lizard men attacked.
Damn it.
Then from the bushes, the water, the trees, basically anything that could have provided cover, hundreds of lizard folk just rise up, weapons ready. One approaches you.
Hi.
The
No
leader
comment,
wishes
okay?
to speak with you. And he
We
nods
have to
one to the
walk all
other.
the way
And it's
that
at that
way?
point that bags all go over your heads.
We're in the middle of a job.
And that's where we'll end it. Well, that was eventful.
So not only do we have to backtrack even more to finish what we started.
At least we're going to another settlement.
I know, but
Just the leader wants to speak with you. Yeah. Can we not just like right now? We're coming that way. And black bag. Fuck me.
And you don't think we could fight our way out?
A couple hundred? Probably be a stretch.
100?
Hundreds.
Dread.
At least from your view, there's quite a lot.
I mean, we could probably fly away.
How
Me
strong
and
are
you, but everybody else would be fucking done. And I'm not leaving Lucy.
Lucy could take care of herself.
Yeah, it's more for my sake that I don't leave Lucy behind.
Anyways, guys, good night. I'll stick around to tell Anthony what happens.